according to thy love and kindness.
I did. Got this app.
According unto the multitude of the tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquities, and cleanse me from my sins. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sins ever before me.
Hey, Ari.
Against thee,
Ari, y'all share this video too.
and none is evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mouth deceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt be purge me with hyssop, and thou shalt be clean. Wash me, and I shall be white as snow. Make me any joy of gladness, that the bones not as broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, O Father, and blot out my iniquities. Please hear me. And renew the right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy ruach hakodesh from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free ruach. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O Elohim. Thou Elohim is my salvation, and my tongue shall sing. Sing aloud thy righteousness, O Elohim. And my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. O thou desirest not sacrifice, else will I eat it. Thou desirest not in burnt offerings. The sacrifices of Elohim are a broken spirit. Broken and a contrite heart, O Elohim. O thou will not despise.
Shabbat Shalom.
All praises and honor and esteem goes to our Creator, the possessor of all things, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, our King and our Adonai, Yehoshua HaMashiach. And we give blessings and peace to all the 12 tribes that scattered abroad the four corners of the earth.
Hallelujah.
Giving all double honors to our elders, starting from the house and tribe of Murray down to Elder Awesome. And representation of the house of Adai. So we give double honors to our elders and those who are paving the way from all camps, congregations, and assemblies, as we are in effort to bring the 12 tribes together. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So today we are pretty much closing out. This has been a 9-week series, y'all. 9-week series on the biblical family structure and how it should be in the eyes of Yah. And so we're going to end it talking about our children today. And so the title of the lesson is called, Should the Blessings or the Curses Fall Upon the Children? And so we're going to go through some examples, we're going to go through some scriptures, because at the end of the day, like we've been saying, we have to think about them in this hour, in this season. And they are going to be the ones who really push forward the kingdom, right? And so that we can get back in righteous standing with Yah. And so we have to set the tone as Moshe and all those elders did in the wilderness, so that we can have our Joshuas who come out and cast down the wall of Jericho from this wicked kingdom, right? And so we, in our efforts, have to be selfless in this hour. We have to be willing to do everything and not look for nothing, right? And so a lot of that starts with our personalities, and a lot of it starts with our selfishness that we have within ourselves. So before we get started, we're going to face Jerusalem. We're going to pray to the east, face Jerusalem. And we're going to be reading out of Psalms 100 together, okay? We're going to read out the book of Psalms 100 together. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let's face it. See if I got it today. Hallelujah. Trumpet is over, so I may not have it. Psalms. Matter of fact, let's raise the vibration. After every sentence I read, we all gonna say what? There we go. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 100, verse 1. Make a joyful noise unto Yahweh. All ye lands. Serve Yahweh with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that Yahweh he is Elohim. It is he that made us. And not we ourselves. We are his people. We are his people. And the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving. And into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him. And bless his name. For Yahweh is good. For Yahweh is good. His mercy is everlasting. And his truth. And his truth. And his truth. Endureth to all generations. Hallelujah. 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 Praise be Yah. 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 Praise Yah. Praise be Yah. Praise be Yah. Bashem. 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 Yehoshua. Yehoshua. Mashiach. Mashiach. Bashem. Bashem. Ruach HaKodesh. Ruach HaKodesh. Bashem. 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 Yehoshua. Yehoshua. Mashiach. Mashiach. Bashem. Bashem. Ruach HaKodesh. Ruach HaKodesh. Olamim. 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 Shema. Shema. Yahweh. Yahweh. Shema. Shema. Yehoshua. Yehoshua. Mashiach. Mashiach. Shema. Shema. Ruach HaKodesh. Ruach HaKodesh. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Oh Yah. Oh Yahweh, we thank you so much for another day. Another day where we can come and be akkad with you by way of your word, by way of your commandment, by way of your truth, oh Yah. It is through our Hamashiach, Yehoshua Hamashiach, that we have been redeemed and we have been restored unto you. And he has appeased your wrath by way of his sufferings when he got on that tree, oh Yah, when he made it so where he will place himself in the hands of death, becoming sin for us, yet sinning not, oh Yah. He is that lamb that you prepared for the before the foundation of the world, oh Yah.
God, ship me a whole shoe. God, ship me a whole shoe. Who got ship me a whole shoe? Who got that?
Even before any of us sinned against you, even before we even took the first breath in our nostril, oh Yah. You have prepared a way by way of his sufferings, oh Yah. We thank you so much for the love you have shed upon us by way of his suffering, by way of his blood, how we have been cleansed.
Blessed be your holy name, Father.
Told up to you, O Yah. For you are high and mighty and lifted up. Even as your ways are not our ways, even as your thoughts are not our thoughts. Somehow, some way, O Yah, you has brought us to where you are by way of your Ruach HaKodesh.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Now we have a spirit that cries out, Abba!
Abba.
Abba.
When we were separated from you and when we were estranged through you by the sins of our fathers, you have made a way, oh God. You have remembered us in this season, this appointed time, and this appointed season. That we will be restored unto you, oh yeah. That we once again will find favor in your sight. That once again we can call on your name.
Praise
Spirit and truth. We thank you again, oh yeah, for our propitiation, for our redemption, for our restoration as a people. One soul at a time, oh yeah. We know you care for us, Father, because you can even count the hairs on our head, Father.
Hallelujah.
Blessed be your name. For your name is our high tower. You are that name that the righteous run into and is saved.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Oh yeah, right now we pray for all our brethren that's not in attendance right now. Father, we ask that you keep them. We ask that you keep our brothers and our sisters spread abroad to the four corners of this earth. We thank you, Father, that we can be knitted in love by way of your instructions, by way of your Torah. That we can have one mind and one heart if we just simply submit to your Atonement. Yeah, we thank you so much for even with the words that you have put in your Moreh, even Mika'EL and Benjamin, and how he has been able to feed us the children's bread, which is truth. And even as this series comes to a conclusion today, Father, we ask, Father, that you will make it better than the first, because we know you always prefer the last before the first.
Hallelujah.
This is about the children, oh God. This is about our future. Let us begin to think of legacy now, Father. Let us not think about living for the day, but everything we do, oh yeah, let it be for the future generations. That will not only come from the loins of our body, but the loins of our heart and mind, oh yeah. By our actions and our deeds, oh Father. Let us reflect your Hamashiach, that when our children look at us, they will see you, not us, oh yeah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Father, let us no longer mimic the transgressions of our fathers. Let us no longer mirror those things. But let us reflect your marvelous light. Let us be a God with you. Let us be one with you, Father.
Hallelujah.
Let us all believe the same thing once again.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Let us no longer be in walk in strife and envy and debate where there's every evil work, Father. But let us be one, having no opinions of our own, Father, but totally submitting and surrendering to your truth. Hear our petition, Father. So, Yah, as we begin the Shabbat service, Father, we ask that, Father, that you will touch your servant's mind, heart, and lips. Let him utter the words only you would have him say, Father. Oh, Yah, let his heart be knit with yours right now, Father, by way of your spirit. Let him know only as you know. Let him hear as only as you hear. Let him see as only as you see. Let him speak only as you would have him to speak. And we seal this prayer in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. And it is so.
Yes, sir. Read after me. Shema.
Shema.
Yisrael.
Yisrael.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Eloheka.
Eloheka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Echad.
Echad.
Shema.
Shema.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Eloheinu.
Eloheinu.
Bahashemayim.
Bahashemayim.
We call upon you.
We call upon you
to open the gates.
to open the gates
of the heavens.
of the heavens
And hear us.
and hear us.
Hear our cry.
Hear our cry.
Shema.
Shema.
Lanu.
Lanu.
Torah.
Torah.
Bavakashah.
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 Avinu.
Avinu.
Sheba Shemayim.
Sheba Shemayim.
Yikodesh.
Yikodesh.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Tabo.
Tabo.
Makuteka.
Makuteka.
Yaseh.
Yaseh.
Rezoka.
Rezoka.
Kiba Shemayim.
Sheba Shemayim.
Kabaet.
Kabaet.
Seilanu.
Seilanu.
Elekum.
Elekum.
Zorkainu.
Zorkainu.
Hayo.
Hayo.
Umakah.
Umakah.
Lenu ek.
Lenu ek.
Kovutenu.
Kovutenu.
Kimoshigam.
Kimoshigam.
Naknu.
Naknu.
Makanu.
Makanu.
Negevienu.
Negevienu.
Wa'atavienu.
Wa'atavienu.
Ladeni Siyo.
Ladeni Siyo.
Ella.
Ella.
Hatzilenu.
Hatzilenu.
Menhara.
Menhara.
Kishoka.
Kishoka.
Hiyamaku.
Hiyamaku.
Wa'atafora.
Wa'atafora.
Wa'atafera.
Wa'atafera.
Leome.
Leome.
Olami.
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 Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Yehoshua.
Yehoshua.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Ruach HaKodesh.
Ruach HaKodesh.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Hashamayim.
Hashamayim.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Haaretz.
Haaretz.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Israel.
Israel.
Olami.
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 Hallelujah.
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 Your God.
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 Woo! Hallelujah.
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 Praise Yahweh.
Selah.
Hallelujah.
We praise you, Most High. Okay, stop. You can now take seat. Take seat. All praise to the Most High. And we are in the season of the calling to repentance.
Hallelujah.
I mean, if y'all don't feel that, a change, right?
Yeah.
Change is gonna come. We are most definitely in that season. And
Yeah.
we really,
Hallelujah.
sometimes we just say
Praise
things.
Yahweh.
Sometimes we just say things, but we really, in this hour, we got to consider all our ways. Are they our own ways, or are they the ways of Yah? Right? And so we have to consider everything we do, because we're in a time where even those around us can be affected by our decisions. And a lot of the times, and it has been, our children that's affected. Would y'all agree?
Okay.
Right? And so, again, the lesson is called, shall the blessings or the curses fall upon the children? And I don't think when we read Deuteronomy 28, we really understand the in-depth of what that is. and really understand why we in this position. Do everybody understand why we in this position?
Okay.
Why are we in this position?
Disobeyed our fathers.
Did we?
We broke the covenant.
No, our forefathers.
Our
Forefathers, right? Our forefathers and foremothers broke the covenant. They disobeyed. And so, this is the same repetitive routine we have seen. A lot of y'all will say y'all do the same thing as y'all parents, right? Or y'all have the same attitude, or y'all went through the same thing. And a lot of it is literally it's a generational curse, reoccurring, and not even realizing that you can get yourself out of it. I asked the question today: can every person in this room say they are suffering from every curse?
No.
Can the majority of Israel today say they suffer from every curse?
No.
No. They can't. We can't. And so we have to be able to start thinking logically and practically on being able to say, you know what, it's our fault. It's a difference between being cursed and you just putting yourself in a position. You follow what I'm saying? And so I want to go through these words because this is the importance of Hebrew. It gives you an understanding so deep that it really makes you reconsider your own way. You get what I'm saying? It makes you consider your own way. And so I want to go through the Hebrew word first, the word curse. Curse. The Hebrew word for curse is kelala. Everybody say kelala.
Kelala.
Kelala. The Strong's number is H7045. H7045. And so kelala means to an execration. Y'all know what execration is? Huh? An execration is to be denounced or to denounce something. Another word for it is vilification. Do you know what vilification means? Anybody? Vilification means to either be defamed, to be abused, or to be chastised. Kelala, kelala. The curse that we are suffering from is we don't realize it's not Yah, but we have denounced Yah. Remember, Most High said, what was it reading the other day? Ezekiel? When he was talking about if you should do this, this, and this, and that, this can happen to you. And we said what? We will not.
Okay.
And you see that today. Even with these different ideologies that people go into, like most of the time Egyptology, Muslim, certain things like that, right? Christianity. And let's just stick to Egyptology. One of the questions they always ask is, why would a God do that to his people?
Okay.
Yeah, they do that.
Why would a God do that to his people? And then you got to hit them with the question, well, why do your children disobey you if you were God? Because that's what they go, we gods, right? And see, this is the comparison they don't understand they're making. Okay, if this is a God, why would he allow people to go through this? They're children, but then you do the same thing in your own home. Oh, you don't want to do right? Get out of my house. Oh, you don't want to listen? I spank you. But we don't make that parallel with Yah himself. See, we always try to blame things beyond our understanding sometimes. You understand? We blame things beyond our understanding. And Egyptology is so idiotic that they don't even realize they chewing in their own body. Yeah, the woman is God, but who planted the seed in it? Give me the explanation for that. And so this is where we got to come back to practical thinking. Now back to Israel. Oh, I can't get a job because I'm in curses. No, practically you can't get a job because you don't want to work. Oh, all these women out here is submissive. Oh, they too emotional. You want to stabilize it, but don't know how to stabilize yourself. We are becoming lazy and erradical people. I'm talking about really radical. And not taking responsibility for our actions. And it's really that simple. Really that simple. Okay, the generational curse is my home has been broken. I rule with either my mother or just my father. Okay, simply you should be in your mind to make sure you break that curse and now establish your family. Practical thinking, right?
Okay.
But Israel don't think like that. Israel got a mindset that this spookism needs to happen for things to get right. Oh, we'll never come together until the sky crack. But look at this room right now. Practical thinking. Let's put aside the gibberish. Let's put aside the small little difference of doctrine and say, how can we function together?
Period.
It's that simple, right?
Right.
But we need this whole spooky, mystical thing to say to kind of gravitate us together for us to believe that it's real, that we can do it ourselves. Yah didn't build those tents in the wilderness. He instructed us on how to build the tents. Y'all follow me? And so we got to start thinking about every move and decision that we make, because we literally are in the hole because of ourselves. There's no way around. You can't blame the white man. You can't blame the African. You can't blame the Arabian. Negro is your fault. Okay, you come from a broken home, so what we going to do different now? Okay, your mother did drugs. What we going to do different now? Very simple, right? But we got to think so beyond ourselves that we can't see the simple things in instruction. This is why Yah said, don't seek out things beyond your understanding. We want to go into all these mystical books, but we ain't even got how to keep Sabbath yet. Crazy, ain't it? We want to talk about this mystery thing, but we ain't got now how to keep Sabbath. You want to talk about a nation, but you ain't got no family. Y'all follow me? The simple things is what we missing as a nation. Very simple. And this is why our children continue to push the same failures 3 generations down. Y'all follow me? And so now let's go to okay, so the root of Kelala is Kalal. Everybody say Kalal.
Kalal.
Kalal. Kalal means, and this is crazy, this is the root of it. Kalal simply means to be trifling. To be trifling, right? It means to make a despicable decision. To be despicable. And this is what we have allowed to fall upon ourselves. Yah looks at us as trifling children. You understand? He looks at us as trifling children. One, because we so busy trying to correct other nations or trying to do things beyond our understanding that we keep missing the small things. Which is, first of all, is this. Why? And this is the biggest thing when it comes to Israel. Why are you getting in a relationship when you ain't healed from the world yet? Y'all follow me? How you gonna try to control a woman, but you can't control yourself? Y'all follow me? How you gonna learn how to be a father if you didn't practice how to be a son? We gotta stop skipping steps. And this is why the scriptures say become as little children. Literally. Become as little children mean you need to learn how to be a son or a daughter first. Because you totally missed that step for your first 20 years of life. Or 25 years. And for some, 60 plus years they missed it. Y'all think that, but that's real. When you look at the issues that's going on within our nation, you got 60 plus year olds still tripping like they 20. That's a problem, and that's a sickness itself. That's a curse. That's a real curse. You're bringing a curse upon yourself. And so I want to go through now what a blessing is. Not blessed, but what a blessing is. Everybody say barakah.
Barakah.
Barakah. Barakah is the translation for blessing. And that word is, the strong number is 1293. Age 1293. And barakah simply means prosperity. It means prosperity. Right? And so the root word for barakah is Barak, or y'all have heard Baruch. Everybody say Baruch. Barak. And Barak has so many meanings. But I want to go to something very specific that stood out to me when researching this. Do you know Barak, right? The Strong's definition of it is to bend the knee. To bend the knee. Do y'all know what that means, to bend the knee? No.
Submit.
To submit, to bow. So we see through this submission, this submissiveness, you receive what? Barakah. Everybody say barakah.
Barakah.
And so now you see the scales being weighed out when it comes to Kelala and barakah. And so what that tells me is Israel has to learn how to submit. We have to learn to be obedient children. Y'all follow me? And so, because we have to teach our children how to be obedient children. But if we don't know how to be obedient children, how do we expect them to be as obedient? Y'all follow me? And so that was really stuck out to me, is to bend the knee. To submit yourself. Right? And the thing about this, when you go into Torah, who did Yah tell his children to submit to on earth? Huh?
Priest.
It's usually a representative on earth, which is the elders. Y'all feeling me? The elders. That's why I tell you was that 1 Peter 5. Young men, submit yourselves to what? Elders. And this is what we are missing in Israel, is the righteous order and submissiveness. Y'all follow me? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because even for brothers, you can't teach your wife or your children to submit to you when you have not submitted to a man. Because most of the time with us, right, we don't just go off word, we go by what? Action. And so faith without works is what?
Yeah.
So that means if you want your wife and children to have the faith about what they're doing is right, you have to show them that you can do it also. Y'all follow me? That's making sense? Right? And so this is I want to go through all the stats we done went through for these 9 weeks. And this is what the curses has brought us, that we have caught upon ourselves. So remember, we went through the stats. Who remember the percentage of marriage and parenting programs within the black community? How many programs is it? Or what's the percentage of programs? Anybody remember? Huh?
Are you like
20-some%?
3%.
Oh,
No, not arranged marriage. I said, what's the percentage of marriage and parenting programs within the black community?
Programs.
Yeah, programs. It's only 3%. Versus Caucasian, it's about 70%. 50% of Negroes have never been married and do not want to get married. Who remember the divorce rate in the black community?
75%.
75%. This is the result of a trifling people. Straight up. Who remember the percentage of homosexual men in Atlanta?
60%.
85%.
Disgraceful.
85% of black men in Atlanta are homosexuals. And that's not even including the disguised ones that's walking around like Bruce Jenner. Who remember the percentage of black homosexual women couples raising children together?
65%.
63.
It was 50%. So 50% of black homosexual women couples are raising our children. That's before they even implemented the LBGG program in schools. %50 of black lesbians became lesbians because of domestic violence. All the effects of our own decisions. This is why we got to get it right with order. Because if you was in order of Torah back then, oh, brother wasn't getting away with that. Oh, no. Brother wasn't going to get away with that. Oh, yeah, brother getting stoned up. That man is going to be drunk with stones. 32% of our children grow up in same-sex households. 75% of births in the black community are out of wedlock. And so we know through this, even seeing this, that's out of just one night stands. Or just hitting it quickly. Do y'all see a law, what the results is of a lawless people yet? Y'all see it?
Okay.
85% of men in prison are raised by women alone. And out of that 85%, 75% of them are Christian.
Say that again.
Out of 85% of the black males who grew up with their mother that's in jail, 75% of them are Christians. One out of 5 girls before the age of 18 have been raped or molested. This is what happens when you don't have a righteous covering. 4 out of 10 women go through domestic violence. 4 out of 10 women in our community go through domestic violence. And this is by way of people close to them. This is the result of a trifling and cursed people. By us making our own decision. And that's what it is. This ain't this deep mystical thing of y'all put this over us. What you did, but it's just that. You know what I'm saying? It's just the covering. No. These are simply results of our own decisions. Y'all following what I'm saying? I'm not disavowing the curses at all. But they reoccur because of our decisions. You feel what I'm saying? And so let's go through it. Deuteronomy 28:1. Let's go through the blessings. And this is what would have happened to us if we would have obeyed. Let's go through it. Deuteronomy 28:1. Who want to read that for me? It could be sisters as well too. Okay. So now let's get to the structure. This is our Father, right? The Most High, the God, creator of all things. Our Father, right? In Deuteronomy 28:1. He's our Father, right? And so, like a parent gives instructions, right? And so with instructions, he gives you, if you complete this is what happens to you. And if you don't, this is what's going to happen to you. And this is the crazy thing about it. Think about this. When it comes to parenting, when we say, okay, if you do this, we don't go into great detail with our children about what great thing they get, because it's very simple. It's very explainable what you're going to get if you do right? But then we always go into this detail. Oh, if you don't get this done, this and this is going to happen to you. I'm going to take this from you. You're going to be on punishment for this long, right? And so I ponder at the curses and blessings sometimes, because it amazes me how simply he explains the blessings. It's only a few sentences, right? Okay. 1 through 14. But then he goes into grave detail when it comes to breaking down these curses and butt whoopings he's going to put on us, right? And he's trying to show us. I'm trying to pretty much, he warned us in every line in the curses. This is what's going to happen to you. This is what's going to happen to you. And he always threw in there, but if you hearken.
I ain't even catch that.
You know what I'm saying? But if you hearken, though, and do all that, he always put a reminder in the curses. Right? So let's go through them.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Yahweh thy Elohim, to observe and to do all his commandments.
To do all his commandments. He ain't have to just go down there and drop all the commandments. He said, do all of them. Simple. Let's clear it all up. Just do all of them. Right? Come on.
Okay. Which I command thee this day.
Right.
That the Yahweh thy Elohim will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So he telling you, he gonna set you as kings and the priesthood, right? Very simple. He about to set you up good. Come on.
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of thy Yahweh thy Elohim. Blessed shalt thou be in the city.
So blessed shall our cities be. Come on.
Blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall thou fruit of blessed shall be the fruit of thy body.
So he's telling us right here. He's giving us a very distinct thing. He said, what is the fruit of our body? What is it?
Health.
Children. Our children. Our children. He's telling you, your fruit that you're bringing forth shall be blessed. He already he told you right here. I'm telling you, if you do this, your children shall be blessed. Come on.
And the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Everything that you had touched, from your husband to your wife, to your animals, to your land, was going to be blessed. Do you think this can happen today?
Yeah.
I would say yeah. We know a blessed family, do we not?
Okay.
We know a blessed family right now. Are you going to sit there because everybody else going through curse, you going to say they cursed? As a nation, yeah, we are cursed. But that family right there blessed. Because they took the small steps, right? They followed the simple instructions. And so this is the reward of what happens when you do that. Come on.
Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out.
He's telling you, blessed should you be coming in. So that means, let's simplify that. What does that mean? Blessed shall I be when I comest in, and blessed shall I be when I comest out. Somebody simplify that for me.
You ain't got to worry about danger.
Let's go even simpler than that.
When you going in somewhere and when you coming out. When you going into some place and coming out.
Simpler than that. What you say?
I said when you go in your home and when you coming out.
When you die,
To my death.
Every step you make, everywhere you go, you will be blessed.
That too, but let's say even simpler. You coming into a good situation. Both parents in the home. They set up financially. You got clothes and you got food. That's simple, right? We ain't got to think so deep on it. But it's simple. You coming into a blessed home. You ain't got to care in the world because everything you need is right there. Right? And so now, because you came into the world blessed and you followed the instructions that increased your blessings, now when you go out, who shall be blessed now? Your children. And that's your blessing. Remember, that was you was blessed by the inheritance you left for who? Your children. Are we a blessed people right now?
No, nowhere near.
How many of y'all, I asked this question before, how many of y'all got something set up for y'all children if you die right now? I'm talking about like where they good. They got some time to learn the business.
Talking about wealth.
Yeah, wealth.
Talking about generational wealth.
That not only your children, but their children is good.
that's deep right there.
Can I ask a question? How many know what wealth is?
It ain't just money.
Like land, something that they can inherit. And if
Here we go.
you
There you
pass,
go.
it'll go to them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we think when you're saying in Jeremiah 17, that he said, and thou shalt cease from your heritage. If you properly look that up, it don't mean your line. It does say that in another scripture, but it literally means you shall from your land. Because the land is, your land is a part of your wealth. Ownership is wealth. It's not some intangible thing. It's wealth, is land. Is usually best described as land. Because remember, every blessing that preceded this was food of thy body, food of thy kind. Your kind being like cattle, your sheep. All of this needs land in order to flourish and to grow.
Right.
So your heritage is your land. Good answer.
This is the land and the instructions you give on how to build on it. Right?
Okay.
Because we can go anywhere with instructions. If you know how to farm, and I teach you that instruction, right? If I drop you off on an island, you should know what to do. That's an inheritance. I'm giving you instructions. See, we don't understand the power of what we got. We really think it's just knowing who we are. We really think it's just prophesizing to the wind. But what does that mean if your children are not good once you're done prophesizing? You understand what I'm saying? What are you putting in place that your children can grow from, and their children 5 generations down the line can still know who you are? How great will your name be once you die 200 years from now? Will even your grandchildren know who you are? Some of us in here don't know who our grandparents is.
Facts.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because we, huh?
No, I was gonna say because I had an auntie that passed last week, and my grandpa had called me, and I told him, I was like, you know, it's sad to say, Papa, but I don't know her. You know, that kind of struck me because that's sad that you don't even know your own family. You know, that's sad.
And a lot of that is relative to land, because if you got to think about it, if your community, assemblage, people coming together, if people are moving from place to place looking for jobs and spreading out, you're making that disconnection with your family. Right? People going to Atlanta, people going from Atlanta to LA or whatever it is. But you don't realize that you're making disconnections with your family. But when you have land and you have ownership, then you have people, you have a means and a way for you to propagate, for you to grow, and keep multiplying. And if you lack ownership, then you don't have no territory. And that's why we have what you call not only the land of Israel, that was designated for our children's children. That land was purposed that our children will continue on that land.
Remember, we were blessed, the land was going to feed us.
Okay.
And so we see that the Father said he was going to take care of us. Y'all feel me? He's telling you, I'm going to take care of you and your children to come. Right? And so now let's go to the curses. Let's read. We're going to read 15 through 19.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command this day,
Right.
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thee be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
So now you got kicked out your land. You have no inheritance anymore. You have no wealth no more. Come on.
Cursed shall thou be in the basket and thy sword.
Nah, you can't even start your own business without going to your enemy. They gotta have tabs on what you're doing. You gotta report what you're doing. You can't even live freely in your own business, if it really is your business, because you gotta sign that LLC under their government. Come on.
Cursed shall thou be the fruit of thy body.
So now we bring forth children in messed up situations. It said 75% of people who are having babies is out of wedlock. We are birthing children into a messed up situation. It's so bad that by the time the baby get here, the parents not even together. And they was together before they even had found out she was pregnant. This is the situation that our people are putting themselves in because they didn't go through the righteous order of getting processed by their parents. So now you got to go through that same process with your children. Broken home, survival mode, right? Trying to figure it out your whole life. And so now your child got to take on that same mentality of trying to figure it out their whole life. A lot of us don't have savings. You understand? A lot of us don't have savings. Can we be transparent real quick?
Yes.
You don't mind? Who got savings over $300 right now? 500. 1,000. 2,000.
I mean, it's not for one, but
That's the case.
Or know how to say
Hey, we gonna go for what? I'm talking about you actually can get your hands on right now. Can you get your hands on it right? I'm talking about this moment right now.
No.
Right? About 10,000.
alright, I can stop that $5, bro. What you doing?
Purpose I'm saying that is you need at least
Somebody in that phone with me. Somebody in there raising me. Phone.
Some online.
Oh, okay, right.
Somebody right now.
You need at least 10,000 to be good, and that's just to cover your family.
So in 3 months,
get
you
a
should
raise.
have 3 months worth of savings where your home will not be disrupted. So in other words, rent, food, all your overhead, you should be able to have at least 3 months worth of savings.
Yeah.
That's a tip. Right now, so I know how to say.
But see, this is what the Caucasians, or as a lot of people say, white people, they teach their children this stuff. They teach their children to flourish. We teach our children how to survive.
Okay.
And we be proud of that too. Oh, we a fighter. We just survive. It's not good enough no more. Because now it's causing a problem for our children. They don't know how to function anymore. They think it's normal for one parent to be in the house now. They think it's normal for people not to get married. Well, that was the first commandment given by the Creator Himself. And so it's going to be up to us to break these curses. Or at the end of the day, you're going to be the person who either allows the blessings or curses to fall upon your children. Y'all following me? You got a question?
I was gonna say even the parents who can do better with finances in the urban communities, there's a lot of focus on making sure the kids look good. Because if they go to school, they'll get made fun of apparently, and that's not all. I didn't grow up like that. I mean, I should have got made fun of, but I didn't. But parents will make sure that their kids have the new Jordans, or they'll put fashion in cars and material things before education or investing. Like that's the
Right.
We spend first and invest after.
I'm gonna speak to that, sis. I think that's an important point you made. What happens is, especially unfortunately with sisters, single parents, homes, the mindset that we put our children in the best things is what we're attempting to do is use our children as false advertisement. And what I mean by that is that we want our children to look good. We want them to look wealthy. So we won't feel that inadequacy. And what we've done, instead of making our children have proper standards and economic, as far as I should say economic, what's that?
Understanding.
Economic understanding, and as well just realizing that we will make sure that our children appear a certain way. I don't want my baby looking this way when it goes outside of the home. And instead of making sure their children are built up adequately internally with their children, they can say, a mother and a father should say, my children knows this about savings. My children knows this about dealing with a checkbook. You see what I mean? As far as real financial maturity. And that's the way white people grade their children. They don't grade them on the clothes they wear. They don't grade their success on how they look outwardly. They grade them on how they're taking the proper steps to mature financially, emotionally. These are the things. This is how they know that they will stay, their next generation will stay in power. And that's how they gauge their parenting. They don't gauge their parenting on superficial things. Right? They gauge their children's growth on how well they're maturing and going through the proper process of becoming adults. And that's how they parent. They don't parent on superficial means and ideas. And it's cool that we want our children to shine and look cute and all that, but that we got to make sure we're balancing that internal growth as well as that external. Go ahead, sis.
And I think as a community, we're focused on the brands, the names, and all of that, but your children can look clean and nicely, groomed without all of that and without you spending all of that money. You can go to Target, Walmart, buy your children clothes, and they still look really nice.
That's right.
So we're so focused on, giving our money up and the hype, really.
Right. This is the pressure. The children are under peer pressure, which puts the parent under peer pressure. And Mom, I got these certain kind of shoes, and all the other kids got the J's. But if the parent is informed, and say, okay, this is your checking account. I want you to look at your checking account and see how this is growing. Now that pair of J's just was $150, but your $150 in the bank. So who's the richest kid right now?
Right.
You see? Huh? Who's rich right now? And see, and then you'll validate your child. You'll validate them in a different kind of way, where they don't need that outward validation from their peer group, because they can have the confidence that every month I see that pair of J's, those new J's I could have worn, that everybody else is wearing, I got that in the bank. So the parents are going to have to come out of that mindset of feeling the peer pressure that their children are bringing home.
Right. Mindset of pleasing their children too.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's why home parenting is really going to become important in the Hebrew community. Because if we take our children out of that environment, they won't be exposed to that type of peer pressure.
Everybody wearing the same thing.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody wearing the same thing. Okay?
They don't even know what Jordan is.
I'm sorry, Aki. Sister Naya.
That's why it's important for us to teach our children that education is way more important than, the looks and all of that, with the homeschooling also. That definitely eliminate that. But it's important for us to let them know that it's not what you're wearing and how you look that really matters. It's what's up here. You got, the kid that may have, all the Jordans and then all this and the name brand stuff, they may have all of that physical appearance, but they probably don't have it up here. That's my thing. I like our children have what's up here versus what's down there.
But that's a good point. But then it goes into what's the right education. Because what we gotta realize is this: going to the point of, we trying to get our children in schools, they ain't paying as much as we are. Because they're literally investing into their family. That university, a lot of them people is related. Or they got some close connection. So they getting scholarships. And we got to pay the full price to learn about them.
Right.
We got to pay the full price to learn about them. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. And so that goes back to what are we learning, even in the environment? Because if you really look at a high school, it looks like a prison hallway. Bells when they come out the classroom, when they go in.
When they eat,
when they eat, same type of lunch pail.
I'm sorry.
All these are putting an illusion on what your true fate is.
Gates. I know that.
And so this is what happens when we allow the enemy to teach our children. They're literally programming them and showing them visually, this is your future. You're going to try to be the flyer to try to make yourself something you aren't. And you're going to be right back in a place like this, but with bars.
Somebody want to come beat you up.
And so people learn more outside the classroom than in. How many of you honestly can say y'all can remember everything you learned in high school?
I remember nothing.
A lot of us was focused, like y'all said, on clothes, shoes, being popular, trying to figure out who was who. Some of us being nosy, spreading rumors all the time in people's business. We were more focused on that than actual education. And they didn't have no problem with that. Gave you a whole diploma and everything for being stupid.
That's crazy.
For being a robot.
Yeah.
And then say, okay, you want to go to college? You got to pay this amount if you want to get this type of education.
50,000.
But don't give us a job without experience.
Right. But then the thing is, schools become more of a remembering and not a learning or understanding. Because if you really know something, if you're missing a piece, you understand it so you can get that piece back or teach yourself that one piece. But if you just remembering things, once you lose that piece, it's gone for good. Then what understanding do you really have if you can't manifest that?
When you go to jobs, like it's not the same as they would teach you how to do it their way, and the school will gonna teach you how to do it. So they try to make it seem like, oh, when you're in the real world.
But you still gotta find how to get from
It's not the same no more. It's not the same.
So
they all gonna teach you their way.
Sorry, you know it's not about education because most people who major in anything really never even work in their major. They just
80% of people who got degrees, including myself, never actually do what they went to college for.
Right.
I got a whole bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Now they all hate them. That's crazy. But I was in the mindset of, because they promoted, sitting behind a desk is boring. I wanted to do something physical.
Yeah.
And so I went to college for 5 years not to do nothing with it. And so this is what they programmed us to do, to go thoroughly through their program systems. So now they can embed us into their system just to pay them back what they gave to us, which is financing their program even further.
I want to share something real quick. I'm going to read 2 different definitions. I'm going to have Ash read the second. I'm going to read education. The process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, especially at school or university. Now read informed.
Having or showing knowledge of a particular subject or situation.
What we do is we think education, our children are being educated, their children are being informed. They can go to the same school, but one group can be educated and the other can be informed. And how that happens is the parent who does not know their children's capabilities and talents, they will just be educated to systematically move through a system. The ones that know their children's gifts and talents, they will make sure their children will focus on the fundamentals that an education system can offer. In other words, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Everything else is up to that parent to give their children. Right? So like I said before, when they go there, when we learn it, they're being informed because they're learning their history. They're learning their victories. Right? When they go to social study classes, who is the primary people that are being seen as the people who's achieving things? Columbus, right? So we're seeing that their children are being informed about their reality. Our children are only being educated to believe that they can only know so much, and then they're going to, in order for them to achieve success, they're literally going to have to be in this perpetual systemic transition going from child to adult, from childhood to adulthood, then die. Their children are being informed on how to continue what's been laid, the foundation that the been continuously built on, the foundation that's already been laid for them. So we got to start thinking about, it's not what I do as a parent. When my child is in school, I'm supposed to be thinking about what am I going to do with my child when they're no longer in school, if they're in school.
Right.
That's when you have to begin to inform them. And you have to find out, this is not necessary. I don't want you folks, you learn, you get a B in this, whatever, because you're competing. We're competing. We got to realize one reason they don't want our children, they don't want their children in certain school districts, and they redistrict and they do a lot of movement because our children are getting inferior information. They're getting inferior education. They're getting inferior books, right? And our children are only taught to compete on the field, the basketball field, or the basketball court, or the football field. And we're not telling our children to compete in the classroom.
And that's just like going back to the time of Greeks. You're getting trained like gladiators to fight against each other. That's all that is. And so we have to be able to break these generational curses. And the first thing starts is with our home. So let's go to 1 Corinthians 11. 1 Corinthians 11. We can no longer sit here and blame the system. We can no longer sit here and blame our enemies. We can no longer sit here and blame this brother or that brother. It starts with us having that self-examination. Right? The scriptures say, examine thyself before judgment. Before you try to judge on why situations like it is, look at yourself. Why are you in your position? Why are you not prospering in life? You can't keep saying this system, because at the end of the day, you want to be truthful. Some which way, shape, or form, this system has given you some type of access to be prosperous. It has. So we ain't going to sit here and keep blaming the curses. No, Negro, you just lazy. You don't want to do nothing. And so you try to blame Yah. That's what you're doing. You're blaming Yah for why you ain't doing nothing in life. Come on, 1 Corinthians 11. Verse 1 through 3.
I got you.
Come on.
Be ye followers of me.
Be ye followers of me.
Even as I also am of Christ.
Okay, we know Christ taught what? Instructions. He taught the instructions of Torah, right? So now we got to go back to what that is.
Be quiet.
We got to keep it basic. What do everybody say? Basic instructions before leaving earth. We ain't got to go to the deep mystical stuff. Let's keep it basic. First thing is getting our family in order. Being fruitful and multiplying in those areas. Very simple. Right? And so now he's going to the basic instruction. Now watch this.
Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all the things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you.
So we mean don't change nothing. Don't change nothing. That's another cut. He ain't come to change anything. He came to restore. Restore righteous patriarchy order. Y'all following me? It tells you right there. He said keep the ordinances. Keep the order. Keep the Torah. Keep it simple, right? Come on.
But I would have you know,
right,
that the head of every man is Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man,
right,
and the head of Mashiach is God.
Very simple.
Every man
start right there. Very simple. That's all you need to know. This is how you get your family back in order. It's going to take two parents with order within themselves to teach their children order. And then we get back to being fruitful and multiply and marrying our children together. This is the first step of building tribes. This is the simple steps of building a nation. Getting back to basic instructions on building our people back up. Y'all following? We got to stop leaving it to our children to make their own decisions. That has not worked for us. It has failed us terribly. And a lot of the times, when we allow our children to do that, at the end of it, they can't even stand their parents. And they'll sit there holding in and saying, well, because you didn't do this for me, mama or papa, I had to fend for myself. Because you didn't want to take the time to hear me out when I asked you, can you sit there and listen to me? I have some concerns. This is what happened to me, right? And then somehow down the line, we do the same thing our parents did to us. And then we wonder, right, in the darkness, crying, trying to figure out why this keep happening. Not reflecting on the time of when it got done to us. So you're going to have to take a stand somewhere. And it's going to start with men. Look, it was because of men that we fell. It's going to be because of men that we rise. I'm going to say it again. It was because of men that we fell, Adam. And it's going to be because of men that we rise. The ones who Mashiach comes back for. Who has set and practiced the righteous acts on this earth. Y'all following me? So let's get to it. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3. So men, you set the tone on where we're going. Y'all understand that, right? As a tribe, as a family, as a nation, men, you're going to set the tone on where your family goes. Watch this. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3. I want you to read verses 10 through 12. Sister Arthur, you want to read that for me? You got your pocket with you?
Yes, I have it on my app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, chapter 3. You're going to read verses 10 through 12. Say it out loud for me.
But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imagination.
According to their own imagination. You think you know what's best for you, huh? You think you know what's right for you, huh? You think you can make the decision for yourself and not be guided by a man who has experience and proven fruit? Okay, come on.
Which has neglected the righteous.
Because a lot of times you neglecting the righteous, come on.
And forsaken the Lord.
Because you've forsaken his word. You don't want to be corrected. You don't want to be chastised. You don't want to be rebuked. So you hide behind a keyboard. You hide behind social media. Some people hide behind teachers. And don't want to stand up for the righteous word of Yah. Let's see. Come on.
For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture.
So now you despise the very thing that's going to help nurture you into the righteous path. You're going to despise the very thing that's going to help process you. So when it is your time to rise up as either a teacher or an elder or a co-shepherd, that you'll be ready. So you're going to despise that process so you can do whatever you want to do on your own time, right? Okay, come on.
He is miserable.
Most of the time you're miserable. You fighting with yourself in your head. You fighting with yourself and you take it out on other people. Come on.
And their hope is vain.
And your hope is vain. You're trying to get to a point where you feel like you're important. And you may get there, but guess what? It's in vanity now. It's in vanity. You got there off vain thoughts. You got there off vain promotion. Let's be honest. You got there off you promoting yourself. Right? Come on.
Their labor is unfruitful.
Your labor, you can do all that telling all you want, but it don't mean nothing. Come on.
And their works unprofitable.
Now their works unprofitable. Let's see this man's works. Come on.
Their wives are foolish.
Their wives are foolish, so she out of order. She cussing you out behind the door. Right? She putting you in check, giving you the eye, looking at you like, nigga, what? Oh, you think because people around here good, I'm going to change? Right. Right, come on.
And their children wicked.
And their children wicked. Don't even listen to their instructions. Wilding out, jumping off the wall, right? Not heeding to their instructions and looking at you like you a stranger. Come on.
Their offspring is cursed.
Woo-wee. Y'all see it? He was talking to the men. Your offspring is going to be cursed. Because you decided not to take the instructions. You decided to despise the wisdom in the process of nurturing. And now it's going to fall upon your offspring. And you can't blame nobody but yourself. You know how many people out here, especially men, when they finally get to meet their child, and some of them even probably didn't raise their children, but somehow that child turned out just like him, but in a wicked manner, and he's sitting there crying like, dang, man, I wish I was there. I wish I would have did this. And then he now reflected on, dang, I did the same thing as my father did. We gotta break the generational curses. We gotta take the time to look at ourselves and say, where did we go wrong when we were a child? Y'all follow me? A lot of people, some people right in this room haven't forgiven their parents for whatever they did. And you wonder why you're so full of rage. You wonder why your emotions is unbalanced. You wonder why it ain't working with your family. Because you have not gone back to the root of your problem. Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 6. Sister Money. And so this is where our problem is. Man, we have to accept the fact that it was us that caused us to fall, man. And we really have an opportunity to redeem ourselves. But it's going to take a person who already is redeemed.
Hallelujah.
You cannot do it yourself. So get that out your mind. Whether you came from Christianity, you're a Muslim, Egyptology, or you a Seventh-day, any type of ideology that's against Yah, it's going to take somebody who's been in this a little while to help you out. Facts. I don't care how long you've been in, what you think you know. It's going to take somebody to not only humble your butt, but to show you a righteous way by proven practice. Y'all follow me? Very simple. Keep it simple. You don't know nothing. You probably haven't read scriptures for 50 years. And in 50 years, you still didn't figure out who you was in the book. So what do it matter? Humble yourself. Become a little child and fix it. Because your children depending on you, and their children who haven't even come forth depending on you. Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 6.
For children begotten of unlawful bed.
Say it again.
For children begotten of unlawful bed.
How many of us came from a place where our parents were married? My parents eventually got married, but they wasn't that person. Look at that. Majority of the room. Majority of the room. How many of us has made some type of mistake, the same mistake our parents have made, somewhere down the line?
Oh, wait.
Emotion.
Yeah, you raise your hand.
Right.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yeah, raise your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Not me, sir. Yeah, raise your hand. It's just the truth.
Wow, y'all deep.
So, I mean, we gotta fix it.
Well, I need a time machine, boy. I ain't really keep bringing that up.
We gotta fix it, y'all. We have to change. Look at all these babies in this room. We about to get real transparent. Some of us is coming from broken families and mixed families now. We gotta face reality. We gotta stop being scared to have those uncomfortable conversations. Because usually at the end of that uncomfortable conversation is what? A solution.
Or anger.
And healing, what else?
Anger.
For some people,
depending on who you're talking to.
For some people, it's anger because it's eating them alive because they probably still in sin. Understanding. You only can see this is what we gotta understand about Mashiach. He didn't heal people because he just wanted to heal them. They had to want to get healed. When that man was sitting at the temple and Peter and them came up, right? It was asked for something specific, right? He was asking for money. And Peter said, "Hey, I ain't got no money, but I got something greater than that." I got Mashiach with me. And the man had to want to put his hand out and need help. And once he actually wanted to accept that help, then he became healed. We got to be able to reach our hand out and say, you know what, I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. A lot of us like to fight it. Knowing we wrong, we just want to keep fighting because that's just what we've been built in. We fighters. But sometimes we just fight the wrong battles and just put us in a deeper hole than we was in. And then wondering why no situation, friendship, relationship never worked out for you. You're doing the same repetitive routine and not even admitting your fault. Remember it said confess your faults to one another, and then what? Pray together, and then what? Heal. We got to confess what the issues is in our community. Period. We got to look back at what actually helped our families become strong. And for some people, you see them today trying to bang on some certain customs. But guess what? We was prospering though, wasn't we? Okay. You can't fight against successful results, can you? You can't, whether you like it or not. And so we have to just be able to be honest and look at ourselves and say, you know what? We have despised wisdom. We did not take the right nurturing process. And because of that, we have begotten children in unlawful beds.
Can she repeat that? We have
yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 6, and it reads, for children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trials.
Read that out loud and proud one more time.
For children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trials. Your
children is testifying against you.
Let's have someone come. Let's go a little deeper.
Come on. Go ahead.
What different ways can you have an unlawful bed?
So they got a whole bunch of them with the letter gang.
What? You say, excuse me?
The letter gang, because I don't even know what to call them because they're going to get offended.
Oh, the letter gang.
I'm still lost.
LG.
I mean, call them dead. They homosexuals.
The gay group.
Abominations.
The gay group.
That's the problem. We got to stop being so cautious about evil.
Right.
They're evil.
They're evil.
It's an abomination to God. We got the Most High said, "Well, who will stand up for me against what? The evildoers." We got to stop whispering about this wickedness. It's evil. It's turned our children into homosexuals. I see it every day. 12-year-olds is homosexuals.
Already.
We got it all.
Already. I see it at my job. We got to stop whispering about this evil and cry loud and spare not.
Yesterday I seen on Stars there's a LGBT there's a section for gay. Like there's a I was scrolling, I was like horror, action, thriller, LGBT. What?
Wow.
There's a section for it.
Netflix too.
Yeah, we got.
Really?
And before we get lost in that, I want us to answer the question: what's the different ways can we have an unlawful bed? Unmarried. What's proper marriage protocol in the Hebrew community?
They gotta be picked up.
Yeah, what?
Picked up in court, right?
By the father.
By the elders.
Going to the father.
They got to be picked out by the family.
Courting
Family's
for
got
about
to agree.
So of course we know adultery. We know most definitely it can happen through adultery. But also if we one reason we have such many divorces and we have ungodly beds is that 9 times out of 10 we didn't have the proper protocol of our fathers and mothers coming together, arranging marriages, making sure that when those two people come together, we're actually groomed and raised to be together. Because lots of times what ends up happening is we get in these relationships and we realize the reality of these differences that we have. Ideologies, the reality that men are men, women haven't been really trained to be women. And so what we've done is we perpetuated these unlawful beds, right? And then, of course, out of wedlock births. I want to read something real quick out of Psalms 11:3. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Mm-hmm. If we don't have no foundation in which to stand, how can the righteous establish righteousness? If we don't go to the instructions we've been given, we have nothing to build on. We don't. So we have to restore the foundations. Those things that we've been given. And cannot the address where you may be thinking you feeling whatever when that question is asked. We operate from a level of dysfunction. We're born into dysfunction. And we just think that dysfunction is normal. Right? Mm-hmm. And so when whatever you were feeling when that question was asked, whatever you was in your mind, we got to be willing to say we don't have no foundation supporting us and we're building on sand. Our relationships are being established on sand. And we think that it's all mystical and genie. I know the Most High brought us together. He may have, but did he bring you together for that time? His timing counts too. Right. Not only if, not only how, not only, but when. You see? When it has just as much to do with anything else, because timing is everything. Have that person been groomed? Has that man been proven? Has that man gone through enough things to know what it takes to be a husbandman? That no matter what it takes, he's got to have an answer for his family. Mm-hmm. He's got to have a solution. He's got to. Those babies got to eat. He's got to have an answer for that situation. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you haven't been trained or gone through enough to realize that these things are things that must be in you, that you got to be able to have a solution as far as your running a household, then you have no foundation. You're not built on a foundation. Right. And that's why a lot of men are into flea doctrine when it comes to families. Right.
Oh, she did this, I'm gonna put her away. No. What really probably happened is, Negro, you probably went off. And yeah, she could have controlled her mouth. But what are you doing that she has to come out of herself? This is a real uncomfortable question. Sometimes we really gotta ask. You gotta, even if you think you're not wrong, you should still be able to examine yourself and ask yourself at least, where did I go wrong at? Because you probably didn't start it. But you probably said something the wrong way where now we went from here to here. Y'all follow me? And so we have to have a solution to not be able to do that again. Y'all follow me? Y'all understand it? Right. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 8. We're going to be in the pocket for a lot today. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 8.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What hath pride profit us? Or what good hath riches with our vanity?
So what has pride profited us? What has thinking we got it all the way right profited us? Right? What else did it say? It said, or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us? So we done built ourselves up. We made this self-confident. We got this thing of I did it by myself type of attitude. But where has it gotten you? And what have you done for your people? What are you doing with all those riches? People want to look at Floyd Mayweather because he got all the money, but what is he actually doing for this community? Crazy thing, you want to know something crazy? It's going to sound real crazy saying, you know what's crazy? Donald Trump done did more than him for our community. Donald Trump did more than Obama for our community. That's crazy. But everybody hates him. Listen, I give props to Donald Trump because he keep it real. He letting you niggas know not only am I helping you, but I don't even like y'all. But we like to get moved by sweet words. Something that gives us some type of spooky hope with no result to it. That's why we love Martin Luther King so much. He gave us this false sense of hope that if we try to push this doctrine of equality to people who don't like us and who don't even look at us as equal, that we can go see the promised land. Right? This was that doctrine he pushed. That false sense of hope that if we keep pushing it, that's why we still fight the same fight we did in the 1960s. And ain't nothing happened, or actually something happened, we just got worse. Now we got this false sense of equality, but in the wrong areas. Now a homosexual got more rights than a regular black man. Do you know a duck has more rights than us? I'm dead serious. If you run a duck over, you can go to jail for 5 years, being a max.
Oh yeah, what if it's like accident or something?
But this lady, Amber, just took a brother's life and only got 10 years and probably won't even serve that. Probably won't even serve 5.
Somebody went to life for stealing a jacket, a black woman. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
A kid got 500 some years for stealing a candy bar.
45. What's the purpose of 500 years?
20+ years for letting off a warning shot.
This.
Whoa.
You see what I'm saying? So we got to stop depending on this false security of a system. It does not work for us or our children. Their school systems don't work. Their doctors do not work. Their food does not work. Their clothes don't even work. Sometimes trying to figure out if this is a man or a woman. I asked my wife, we go to jump. I was trying to figure it out for an hour. This is a man or a woman. Yeah, like what is? I was like, I stopped my jogging one time trying to figure this out. Like, yo, is this a man or a woman?
It's something. You know how you said none of their things are working. Like I told you, I just watched the Book of Daniel yesterday, and in that movie, he wouldn't accept anything that was not of his people, because everything that these other nations have and are doing and are creating, they're sacrificing to their God. So if we use them, then we're unholy and we're defiled, and now we're cursed. So that's why we're still wearing their clothes, we're still doing their stuff, we're still eating their food, we're still going to their stores. We're not supporting our own people who have the resources, or coming up with a way to get our own things and sacrificing to our God.
Right. Exactly. Just think about this. We got Atlanta Harvest, and it's top 3 in America for organic grocery stores. Right? A lot of us don't like to make that trip because it may be too far for us. Right? But would you rather make that trip and know for a fact not only is your people who serve you this food have just as important love for this food as you giving it to you, but you know it's not tainted, versus you going to Walmart, maybe 5-10 minutes away, 5-10 minutes away, where you know like we literally go into the grocery knowing this food is poison. Okay. Like, come on, we ain't stupid no more. We know what they put in their food, and we cheerfully eat it. We cheerfully eat it.
You know they let us plastic.
Knowing they let us plastic. And we go and buy these things cheerfully, knowing it kills us. So we'll rather save some gas money, where we can go get some organic and rich food, electric food for our body that's actually made of our body. We'd rather not go there just to get this GMO food, knowing that's going to cost us a 20-year bill.
And that's why they do that. You know, they put these stores around, you know, the neighborhoods where we are, because they know it's more about convenience for us. And most of the time we don't have it. So they put the wing spots, the burger joints, the fast food, the Walmart. Instead, in the other areas, you see, you know, Publix and Whole Foods and all of that in their areas.
All this is that's part of weapons of war.
You gotta go all the way to Kennesaw.
The grocery store, the liquor store, even the churches in Cleveland on East 55th. It's over 60 churches on this one street.
That's how it is.
And it's one of the worst neighborhoods in Cleveland. Yeah.
You just spoke about churches, but I wanted to ask you something too. Do other nations shop at Atlanta Harvest?
Yes. You go up. Other nations go up there cheerfully. Every time I go up there, I see other nations.
And there's a church downtown that has an openly gay pastor, and he has a first lady as a man.
Neither knows.
And they got a flag on their church, that flag.
I seen one with two women
Downtown.
and they both wearing suits.
Crazy. That's crazy. Other nations shopping at the places we supposed to be.
Other nations. Other nations. And there's been so many people who tried to attempt to put these petitions out there that we should go against. And the funny thing is, I think 2 years ago we actually attempted to do it. And Walmart dropped. Their rates dropped like crazy. It was only for like a day or two. But it dropped like crazy. So imagine if we actually come together, put our money towards our people, and totally pull out of their system. Man, this country would be through. It'll be done.
Yeah, we built it.
But we so systematically happy about oppression that we don't want to get right. And it's only doing nothing but affecting our children. That they don't even love themselves no more. They sit here having fights about, because you light skin and dark skin, you're not beautiful. And they say having the same type of arguments you had 20 years ago. How was that? We got to change the agenda for our children because we can't. The other people are not going to do it for us. So it's only going to take us. Okay?
Okay.
So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5:8.
Or what good have riches?
Read from the top again, 8.
What hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that has by.
So it doesn't mean that it's going to pass.
Yeah.
It ain't going to last forever for us. So that means you done did all this in your lifetime. You done got all this money, got all these cars, got all these women, and yet you've left your child broke. Spiritually and physically. What was the point of that? Vanity upon vanities. Meant nothing. So we gotta do better as a people. Sirach 3:1. So let's go look at righteous order. Sirach 3 verse 1. Cash, can you read Sirach 3 verses 1 through 9?
Hear me, your father.
So it says, hear me, your father. Come on.
O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be safe.
So it makes a declaration. Hear me, hearken unto me, so that you may be what? Safe. That's the whole point of this thing. The parents choose your spouse so you can be safe and your things can be secured. Because remember, the righteous order that the woman helps manage these things. So we want to make sure that this woman that you with or this man that you with has the same safety and security that we've been giving you your whole life. So it said, hearken unto this. Hearken unto your father. Come on.
For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children.
So the Lord hath given you a father, a headship, to give you provision, protection, and a way that you should go. Come on.
And hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the son.
Hold on. So now, through this father, he's confirmed the authority over the sons. Right? Come on.
Whoso honoreth his father maketh an atonement for his sins.
So, okay. So now all children got to listen. Where the children at? All the children, where the girls at? He can come down. This is a lesson for them too. And they come down here too. Bring them down here. So, for all the children down, y'all have to understand. You honoring it, and it's for us too, who still got their parents. You honoring your parents actually saves you from death. It saves you from your iniquity. It actually gives you an atonement from it. We got atonement coming up, right?
Okay.
If you got an altar against your parents, you better let it go. Otherwise, that atonement ain't going to mean nothing. So now, young brother, through your obedience to your mother, right? Y'all forgives you for what you've done. And not only, but he'll bless you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So, everything has to be in line with the Creator. Everything. Let's keep going.
And he that honors his mother is as one that layeth up treasure.
Come on.
Whoso honors his father shall have joy of his own children.
Hold on, say it again.
Whoso honors his father shall have joy of his own
So we talk, one of the elders talk about this word alacrity, which means pretty much you're serving with cheerfulness. So this is why I said you have to learn how to be a good son or daughter, as the elders would say, to even know how to fulfill these type of roles as a husband, as a brother, as a father. You got to first be a good child. Because through your obedience and chill for serving, you're going to take joy in your own children because they're going to do the same process that you did, which makes it a lot easier for you. Y'all follow me? So we got to do what we can do now for our children, so when it's our time to step back, they can righteously take that mantle. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Come on.
And when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard.
Oh, young brother, you hear that? Wow. So when you are honoring your mother in that aspect, right? And your elders, right? The Father actually wants to hear your prayers. Right? Because the scriptures say this. The Most High don't hear the prayers of a sinner, do he? No. The Most High do not hear the prayers of a sinner. It's an abomination to him. It's filthy. It's filthy. It ain't frankincense. Which one?
The abomination verse that you just said.
The abomination of the prayer. I'm gonna give it to you a little later. I got you.
I got it. I'm fine. I'm gonna pull it up.
All right. So it goes back to Barakah. Everybody say Barakah.
Barakah.
Barakah is a person who willfully bends the knee and serves. And so going back to children, through your bending the knee to your elders and those who govern you, right? The Most High opens gates for you. You know what I'm saying? He opens blessings. He opens a way of access to him that most can't get to. That's the importance of being a son of Elohim. We went over, I just made the poll. It's a difference between being the children of Israel and the children of light. The children of Israel is just this carnal thing on earth that shows Yah's good grace and mercy and his specialty in building a people. But the children of light walk in his likeness. They walk in authority of Yah. It's like a stepchild and an actual son. One may have that provision of the Father and some sort of connection to him, but then there's one who is actually in the moving stability of his Father. And so we have to ask ourselves, which one do we want to be? Just the children of Israel or the children of light? Y'all follow me? Let's keep reading.
He that honoreth his father shall have a long life.
Shall have what?
A long life.
A long life. The age for a black man dying is very early. A lot of us either didn't grow up with a father or don't respect him. And then you wonder why you just like him. Most people try to fight so hard not to be like their father, they turn into him. Rather than just taking the necessary steps of forgiving him, right? And taking the right steps so you actually won't be like him. A lot of us try to convince ourselves, but we turn, it's like we're turning our heads, but we still walking towards that same faith. We like this. We just like this. Going that way, but our head this way.
I ain't even gonna look at where I'm going.
Exactly.
Bring out that verse. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 9. It said, "He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination."
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
What is it?
Proverbs chapter 28, verse 9.
Let's keep going. Verse 8 again. Oh, what verse is that? Oh, 6. Go ahead, 6.
You should start again.
Verse 6.
Alright. He that honoreth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort to his mother.
So, young man, you can make it easier for your mother, right? By obedience. You know, so as children, sometimes it's like us adults. We adults, but we still children to our parents. They try to tell us something like, man, I already went through it. Why am I listening to you? I've been through it already. But then they come home trying to tell their child, don't do this and that. And their child looking at them rolling their eyes. And you trying to figure out why they ain't listening to you. You just did that to your mom. What you expect? Right? Even sometimes when we don't agree, the fact that we doing it, the Most High blesses us. I'm going to say that again. Even when we don't agree. Because, I mean, we don't all agree with our parents. Look at the life we live in compared to what they living now.
Okay.
You still honor them. We still honor them, right? Come on.
He that feareth the Lord will honor his father, and will do service unto his parents as to his masters.
As to his what?
Masters. Honor thy father and mother both in word and deed.
So not just word. Don't say, oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, Iman. Yes, Abba. No. You show you mean yes by doing. I'm going to listen to you next week, Mama. No, do it now. Do it now. Come on.
That a blessing may come upon thee from them.
So now, who gives you the blessing?
Your parents.
Your parents. See, y'all understand, we have the power to shut off blessings. Parents have that power. This is what y'all created us for. He created us in this likeness for some reason, right? We have that power to say, okay, you don't want to listen to me? Go ahead. Find out yourself. You was eating good, you was getting clothed, you was getting righteous instruction, but you don't want to follow? Go figure it out yourself then. Your blessings is cut off. Sometimes we don't, again, going back to the simple thing, we don't realize how blessed we are. We do not realize how blessed we are sometimes. Because it's people out here worse than us.
Back to that. Coming from this uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable conversation, what I'm about to say. It's uncomfortable for me because when you don't realize my son's mother, I got married to her against my mother's wishes. I should be thankful I'm alive. I literally called my mom a dog behind this woman. And I'm saying it nicely for the virgin years, right? And nothing in that relationship could have possibly gone right. A, because I was out of order, and I literally disrespected my mother behind another woman. And I'm saying that to say that honoring your mother and father, it says, for this is the first commandment with promise. This is the only commandment that's attached to long life. No other commandment is. This is the only commandment, honoring thy mother and thy father, for this is the first commandment with promise. It's attached to your eternal life. I mean, not your eternal life, but long life. Of having a good, strong, healthy life. And not understanding those working principles, it behooves you to know that your mother and your father know what's best for you. Right. And I'm speaking to you young men, I'm speaking to you young ladies, that there's going to come a time where what you see is going to seem way more important than what your mother or your father think. And you're going to have to make a choice whether you want to allow your mother's love or your father's love and or your father's love to help you make the right decision. Because once you make the decision that is contrary to that love that your mother has for you, your father has for you, know this, your life is going to become very hard and difficult. It is not, you don't have to do it, it's a principle. It's nothing that your mom or your dad or even the Most High has to do. It's a principle, a working principle that's in this earth. That if you dishonor your mother or your father, you're cutting off life. Mm-hmm. Not only life of your natural life, but your blessings. The things that you really want. Y'all say, okay, boom. I'm gonna let you stay right here, and you're not gonna get anything that you want. And you'll just go in a little circle till you get tired. And you'll remember your mother and your father saying, don't do this or do that. And so how do you benefit from that? How do you learn not to make that mistake? You go, Emo or Abba, I think I want this, but what do you think is best for me? Mm-hmm. Because see, one reason you're taller than me, Emo, and one reason you live longer, Abba, than me, is that you can see things from a place or a higher place than I can. You see the landscape. I'm just seeing what's in front of me. I'm not seeing the bigger picture. I'm not seeing everything that can possibly go on around me. So begin to train yourself in your minds and in your hearts to say and ask your parents. And what will happen is what that will activate in you, what that will bring into you is a spirit of obedience and honoring your mother and your father's word. Mm-hmm. Put that into practice now. Get that in you to ask questions. Don't sit there. Where's Nikki at?
She's with the baby.
Okay. She needs to hear this because I seen her do something. What's wrong?
Yeah, question.
I understand honoring your father and your mother, right? I honor my father and my mother, even though they're not in the truth. But when it comes to decision making in my life, am I still to ask them, Dad, what do you think I should do? Mom, what do you think I should do? Knowing that they're not going to choose the righteous path for me. They're going to choose what they want me to do.
Can I answer that? Okay. So, before I answer, give me an example of a situation. Give me an example.
Give you an example. Oh, okay, so, man, it could be, okay, my move to Atlanta. It was sudden, literally a whole testimony on it. Stopped a job where I was doing good, making good money. Came out here, now I don't have no money, hungry all the time, need help with this, need help with that. And my mom was like, I told you shouldn't have left. I told you shouldn't have did this. You should have just asked me before you left or stay with me. Then my dad's like, well, come to Detroit, come to Michigan, come with me. They're not giving me they're basically saying before I left I should have asked them. But I knew my path, my calling was my husband got a word. He got a word from the Most High to come down here and it's going to bring us closer to him in turn.
That right there. So now you got to add from a place of a person who does not have a husband. Because now you have a husband, so that's going to be who you answer to anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, let's just say a woman who does not have a husband.
Okay, so let's say my husband didn't get that word, and I just came out here on my own.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have a husband, right?
Right, I don't have a husband, and I just wanted to come out here because I seen the congregation. I seen there's more people out here. Right. I feel like I'm going to get closer to the Most High. But they're telling me, nah, don't do that. You don't know nobody.
Give me the 1 Peter 5.
You don't know nobody. You're going to be by yourself. This and that. You should stay here. So, in turn, and it's nothing but wickedness when I'm around them. So what should I do in that situation?
I got you. 1 Peter 5:5. Actually, let's stop at verse. Let's start at verse 1. Now watch this. If anybody who, let's just say in the instant, they don't have a husband, right? Let's get that answer. Come on.
The elders which are among you, I exhort.
Who exhorted them? Right? Mashiach exhorted these elders. Right? He the ones that put, just like the tabernacle, he put elders over us. So let's come from a place of, we in this time, where we got to come kind of, in a sense, deal with people we may not really know. Of course, you got to go through the process of proving. But now, does that take away from the word that he put elders over the people, right? So that's the first thing is, you need an elder. If you ain't got your parents in the truth, and they not of like mind, then you need an elder. You need somebody, and I'm not talking about a husband, because a lot of times, when we come into this truth, the first thing we want to get is a husband. Or a wife. Oh, well, let's stick to the eldership. We want to get a husband. Right? And a lot of times, that husband you got, don't got elders. Right? So this is the first thing we got to, when coming into this truth, first thing we must establish is proper eldership. By proven fruit. Not just anybody. Just because you old don't mean nothing. You got to have proven fruit on why you're an elder. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Who am also an elder, and a witness of the suffering of Mashiach.
So this is a person who's obviously embedded into Mashiach. He's planted into him. He has the same faith. Right? Come on.
And also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed.
Now what does an elder do? Let's see. Come on.
Feed the flock of Elohim, which is among you.
So now they are to feed the flock. Provide provision. Give them guardianship, right? Protection. Wise counsel, right? And ultimately, we should be able to lead the flock in the righteous path. Right? Come on.
Taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint.
So now, this is not somebody who forces himself upon you, but this is somebody you really feel that can guide you. Come on.
But willingly.
Come on.
Not for filthy lucre.
So this is a person who's not looking to just gain numbers. This person, a lot of people, a lot of time when you find a real elder, they'll tell you how tough it is before I tell you how easy it is. Because they understand the burden that it takes. You know what I'm saying? Even for me as a teacher, these brothers gonna give me stress. Not to say they're bad people, but it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to deal with. So this has to be a person who can who's able to carry the load, and has been proven to carry a load successfully. You follow what I'm saying? For all those who ain't got no cover. Somebody who's been in this thing quite some time, has been proven to be a good shepherd, and has shown in stressful and straining situations, they know how to handle themselves. Because like I posted earlier, we got a lot of emotional creatures called men around us today. Called men, right? Come on.
But at a ready mind.
So they're going to always be there for you. Right? They're not half time with it, they full time. Won't always be there for you. Come on.
Neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being in samples to the flock.
Neither as being lords over God's heritage. So meaning they're not trying to take the place of Mashiach. You know what I'm saying? We look at this like, oh, we ain't supposed to have lord or masters over us. No, we did have masters. But these were more so people who, at the end of the day, was guiding us to Mashiach. You follow me? They were his co-shepherds of the flock. They weren't chief shepherds. They were co-shepherds. You follow me? And so these are people, ultimately, who have rulership over you to help guide you until you are put in a proper place for those who don't got a covering to be transitioned to a man who can now enhance you. Right? Did you have a question? Okay. Keep going.
And when the chief shepherd shall appear.
So who's the chief shepherd? Mashiach, right? Come on.
You shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away.
Now, for those again who don't have heads, listen to this.
Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder.
Submit yourself. Bend the knee. Bend the knee, because you, by your submission, showing your submission, you shall receive blessings. Barakah. This is New Testament. Right? We think it's so different than the Old. It's right there. We got this thing because Mashiach came on the scene that he did not put headship over us still. Like the Mashiach is just the ultimate, that's the end all be all. But he's not here. He put people in place to represent him. Just like a CEO and a manager. They put people in place to represent them. And so we got to get we got to get out of this stiff-neckedness and this pride that thinking we ain't got to submit ourselves to a man. Whether you be male, female, child, you got to submit yourself to a man. Or you're going to be accursed. Period. I mean, you're going to be trifling. You ain't going to have no way to go. Tossed to and fro. Not knowing what to do with your life. And this is why he set this order in place. What has been shall be again. I write to you no new commandment. Y'all follow me? Hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Right.
Hallelujah.
So let's get back to that.
Hold on real quick. Nikki, come here. I want you to read this and just stop at verse 6 for me. Can you read it? Read it out loud.
Everybody listen up.
Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter that ye may be safe. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. Whoso honoreth his father maketh atonement for his sin. And he that honoreth his mother is one that layeth up treasures. Whoso honoreth his father shall have joy of his children, of his own children. And when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard. He that honoreth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto the Adonai shall be a comfort unto his mother. I want to ask you a question. A minute, about 30, 40 minutes ago, your mom asked you to do something. Did you do it? Did you do exactly what she told you? No. Why? And it's okay. You know, I've done it too. So I just want to know why you did. You thought your plan was better than hers? You don't know? And it's okay. I want you to look at yourself. It is so important that you listen to your inner. It's so important that you listen to your outward. Because they're there to protect you. They're there to safeguard you so that you will be safe. Right? And I saw you spread out all the cups, you put all the ice in there, and what you were doing was a good idea to you. But it was not what you were told to do. And the challenge that you're going to face is that you have to be okay with your Ima and your Abba making decisions for you until you get older and mature where you can make those decisions for yourself. Okay? It's important, baby girl. It really is. Because when do things the way you want to do them, you don't see the bigger picture. You don't see why they're telling you to do a certain thing or why you shouldn't do a certain thing. And they sometimes won't have time to explain to you. All right? But then what happens? After a while, you kind of start getting upset, start getting nervous. And then what happens? You spill something on me. Why? Because you want to focus on the task at hand. Right? And you got a very strong mind, and that's a good thing. That means the Most High can use that mind you have. But you have to allow your mom and your dad, your Ima and your Abba, to kind of shape and mold that mind so it can be good for you. It can help you make the right decisions. Okay? So that's why, because the elder want to make sure you have a long life and that you'll be blessed. Right? And that's what this lesson's about. It's about being listening. Listening is not just do's and don'ts. Listening is a gift that can lead to a very long, helpful life. You know? And it's okay. But the only reason Elder talking to you about this right now, because I think that the lesson that was being said and then what you just did, this lesson is kind of special for you. And you weren't down here, so I just wanted to bring you up to date where we are. Okay? But you owe your own an apology. Because you were disobedient. Alright? And one part that will help you become more obedient is when you do something wrong, you acknowledge it. Right? So I want you to go to your Imam and apologize for being disobedient.
Can I say something?
Okay.
Because they're about around the same age. Don't cry, baby. It's okay. Because he does me the same way. So when I instruct him to do something, he does come back and say sorry, but I always say why. Because I want to make sure that he has an understanding of why he's sorry. Because like I tell him, you can break a glass table, you can say, I'm sorry, but did it fix the situation? And that helps, that turns a light bulb on his head to say, action. Sorry, you show through action by doing and changing your behavior. Okay. So that's one thing I'm working on him too, so maybe it helps.
And Nikki, Elder wasn't trying to embarrass you. But if you are embarrassed, I'd rather have you be embarrassed now, and so you'll learn the lesson, so life won't teach you the hard way. Because we're all family here, and we got to look out for each other. And so Elder just wants you to see when you need to be corrected. Okay?
Let's go to whoever was at Sirach 3, stay right there. Somebody give me Sirach 30. Just so we can put in a scripture on what just happened. And where we as parents are held accountable. Scripture say what? Don't spare the rod. Okay. Does that mean a full out butt whooping all the time? No, but you're not supposed to let your children slide with filthy folly or disobedience, because at the end of the day, it's going to do more damage to them than you. And so our purpose of this is we have to set an establishment, a foundation, so when we do leave, we still here.
I'm sorry.
And I got something for that too. Matter of fact, let's go to that real quick.
That hit me.
Let's go to, let me find it real quick. Oh, we going to it right now. Come on.
Surah 30.
Yeah, start at 1.
He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod.
Come on.
That he may have joy of him in the end.
That he may have joy of him at the end. I'm gonna kick something. That he may have joy. So again, you don't want to put it off, because the purpose is doing what you got to do now. So when it's towards your end, you can leave in happiness and shalom. So when you read about the testimonies of the patriarchs, a lot of them was grieved because they knew because of their sins what was going to come of their children. When you read Judah, he had to warn us of whining woman because he knew what he fell to. He knew it was going to fall upon his children. And so we don't want to die in sorrow. We don't want to die in grief knowing what's going to happen to our children. We want to die saying, I did the best that I could. I righted my wrongs. And I'm leaving you better off than I came into the world. Come on.
He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance.
And so that we want to be proud of our children. We amongst the brethren. We want our brethren to look at our children and be like, you did a good job. Your children are very obedient. Your children are a very great example of you. And that's what you children got to understand. Hezekiah, Nicole, Brianna, all the little ones who may not even understand what I'm saying. Right? Y'all got to understand, y'all represent y'all parents. A lot of time we get in this thing and we think we represent ourselves. Nobody has an identity. Straight up. I represent somebody higher than me. They represent somebody higher than them. Us here, we represent somebody. We represent our parents and elders. You do not represent yourself. That is a satanic mindset. That is the same mindset that was put on Eve. That you can be a representation of yourself and a higher power than what you are. Than what you are. Y'all follow me? Children, your works and your acts are a reflection of who raised you. And in some of them cases, that ain't what the person even taught you who raised you. Because you thinking for yourself. But a lot of that still got to go on us leaning on the enemy system to teach our children. I always come back in full circle, right? Let's keep going. Whoever got that. Oh, you got something?
I was going to say, it was good that you pointed it out later because we try to explain to the children. That was a little task with the cups, and I gave her instruction to serve specifically who I wanted her to serve first, and then carry out the rest of what she's supposed to. Tying it to the lesson, as parents, we're gonna give our kids instructions, and it could mean life or death. So maybe this situation was just cups, but later on, you don't want to listen to who we say to marry. You don't listen to where we say to go. Stay out the street. Don't do this. Don't do that. It can mean life or death. So these little lessons are good because y'all need to learn how to be obedient in the small things so that you can know the big things. It can save your life.
That goes back to what we talking about with these deep mystic things. Take care of the small things as these basic instructions called Torah. So when it is, maybe the Father will bless you with a mystic experience.
Right.
You now know how to handle it because you've done the small things. Y'all follow me? Well, he may take you up like Isaiah or Enoch. But because you was obedient on earth, you will know how to be obedient to a greater cause than those who he put in the flesh on this earth. Y'all follow me? You have what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, it's good.
And let me say this. As far as you babies go, you children, I want all the guys to hear what I'm saying right now. There is no good thing a parent will withhold from an obedient child.
Hey, say that one more time. Nicole, Taylor, Brianna, listen, y'all heard me say this before. Say it again.
There is no good thing,
Taylor,
that a mother or father will withhold from an obedient child.
How many times I told y'all before, how do you get things?
By responsibility.
By doing what?
Responsibility.
Taking responsibility. And what else?
And listening.
I always tell them the first thing is learning how to listen. Learning how to hearken. Because missing that step can blow the whole thing. It can tear down the whole system. And so the first thing I always teach them is learning how to listen first.
Okay. And listening and being obedient that is the way to get to what you really want.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those things that you really, that your heart's desire, not only will you get what you want from your parents, but Yah will make a way for your parents to make sure they get what you want. The blessings will come. And that's why it's always better to be in a place of obedience. Okay? Go ahead, sister.
Oh, and that's even with, us adults and the Most High. I noticed that, he blesses me when I'm obedient to him. And he blesses me abundantly, like crazy, something I didn't even ask for I get, when I'm obedient to him.
You know one thing, let me say this. One of the other little things you learn as an elder. This 28-year-old man, he will call me up and say, Elder, I'm in this situation, what should I do? What should I do? That's a man who's responsible for a family and children. That has enough humility to ask another man in a situation that's maybe a little more complicated that he don't see, to literally call me up and ask what he should do. That is amazing to me. Because you know what it takes for a man that has been doing things his way and even been successful sometimes, but now is able to say, I respect the role I'm in now, that I can literally go to this man and ask for instructions. And the real surprising part is, his submission to that locks me into the Most High, that I actually have an answer.
Hallelujah.
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 And so all of you understand this, that we are all children, just in a different state of maturity. And that's it. But if you children get good at doing that now, I can only imagine what you're going to be when you become adults. I don't believe there's anything that you cannot ask for in righteousness that the Most High will stop you from getting.
Okay? Let's keep reading that Sirach 30. We almost done too.
Verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
And this is what we here for. You see today, just from the thing of us knowing who we are, our enemies are scared. Our enemies are scared that we done found out who the heck we are. So imagine if we start to apply who we are. Really apply who we are. I ain't just talking about the surface of identity, but the works of who we are. Our enemy is scared right now of just knowing who we are. And they don't even know the fullness of what we doing right here. They don't know what we doing. All these children right here. And what we doing, we talking about killing generational curses. You will have another incident in Black Wall Street. Y'all following me? They'll call us the extremists right now. We'll be on their list. Because we teaching our children to go against the system in righteousness. Not just wild out, not just go kill people, be evangelists, but really do a righteous thing in the eyes of Yah that goes totally against this demonic system. They are scared. Y'all hear me? Okay. Let's keep going.
And before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
Come on.
Verse 4. Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead.
And that's what I was talking about. We want to raise our children so good that even though we die, we still here. Come on.
For he has left one behind that is like himself.
And that's what you call a true inheritance. That's what you call a true inheritance. And so what we are called is the dysfunction of our parents' orderly conduct. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So now we have to change the narrative of this thing. We cannot do the same thing our parents did in that aspect. Because they were in survival mode. We are about to start setting ourselves up to be prosperous. Right? And we got to get out we literally have to get out of the mentality and depending on the enemy to teach us how to do that. Us following them has not allowed us to function properly. It's just like having them big trucks. You can't put the different gas in it.
Diesel.
You can't put the 87 when they need 93. It's gonna mess up. It may work for a little time, but eventually you're gonna blow the engine. It's gonna mess it up. So we gotta start fueling ourselves with the right gas. Or the right spirit.
Yeah,
the right spirit, right? You about to get weird. Hallelujah. So let's get back to it. So let's get an example. Actually, let's finish that Sirach 3. Verse 7.
He that feareth the Lord will honor his father and will do service unto his parents as to his master.
Mm-hmm.
Honor thy father and mother both in word and deed, that a blessing may come upon thee from them.
Now watch this.
For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of children.
Hold on. So it wasn't the children who established their own house.
The blessings of the father.
It was the blessings of the father. That was not just by word, but it was literally giving them something to help establish their house. How many of us left our parents' house with something? How many of us left our parents' house with something?
Oh.
Huh? Like with land, a business, left with a house. How many?
Yeah, a car.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that in this time.
I got a car.
Right?
I got in a sense, knowledge, but does that count?
Yeah, did you do something with it?
No. Yeah, well, it was actually a problem, and I found a solution.
What do you mean? Explain.
I left with a problem that I was stuck with, and I found a solution.
Hallelujah.
So it gave me wisdom.
There we go.
Wisdom from
Gotcha.
Is that
Got that, but I was keeping it real simple as far as like he was talking about having that wealth of land or a house or they passed the business down to you. Ownership.
My uncle, the house I'm in now, he didn't have any children, so he left that house to me and my sister.
Hallelujah. Right? So
that's
a
my
perfect
house.
example.
I haven't paid for it or anything. I don't pay rent or anything. I just pay lights and water.
And see, that's how we should be setting up our people. This is how we should.
Let me say this. When Israel talk about houses, we're not talking just about physical. We're talking about estates. And not only in the natural, but in the spiritual. A house in Israel is literally like the house of David.
Yep.
The house of Solomon.
Oh, we about to go into it. Don't get too deep in this.
Go ahead, let's go to it.
I mean, you was passing so much wisdom. I feel like you should probably sit over here, man.
Man, I'm just over here, man. Chilling.
Hallelujah. So,
cleaning myself, man.
Now that we've done that, right? Let's go to see how a father was able to establish a house for his child. Let's go to 1 Kings 3:1. 1 Kings 3:1. Yeah, 1 Kings 3:1. 1 Kings 3:1. Yeah, go ahead.
And Solomon made affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and took Pharaoh's daughter, and brought her into the city of David, until he made an end of his of building his own house, and the house of the Lord, and the wall
And
of
so
Jerusalem.
during this time, this is when Solomon was now finishing the work that his father had started to build and establish, right? Come on.
And the wall of Jerusalem round about. Only the people sacrificed in high places because there was no house built unto the name of the Lord unto those days.
Mm-hmm.
And Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of David.
Hold on, walking in the statutes of who?
David.
He's walking in the instructions of his father. Come on.
His father, only he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places.
Come on.
And the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer upon that altar. In Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night.
So now the Most High, by way of his father, had come down to see the son of Dawid. Come on.
And Yah said, ask what I shall give thee.
Hold on. So, but how was he able to have this such connection if he just now was establishing himself in that way? Obedience, right? And by way of what his father had left for him. It wasn't just a physical house. He opened up a spirit. He was able to open up a spiritual door for his son to walk into with Yah. How many of us are opening that door for our children? How many of us are going to allow our children to be able to have that type of connection with Yah? Because it's going to be by way of us they do it. Brothers, just with your wife. It's by your way that she's allowed to sup with Yah in that way. Y'all understand the power that we have. Like, can y'all fathom? Y'all really have the power to bless or curse your children. Y'all, can y'all fathom that? Y'all have that type of power. Children, y'all understand that? Your parents have the power to bless or curse you. That's sometimes hard to swallow. Come on.
And Solomon said, thou hast showed unto thy servant David my father great mercy.
Hold on, say what?
Thou hast showed unto thy servant David my father great mercy. According as he walked before thee in truth and in righteousness and in uprightness of heart with thee, and thou hast kept for him this great kindness.
Hold on, so he's talking to the father. He has not even mentioned himself yet. That's how much respect and honor he had for his father. That's how obedient he was with his father. Solomon knew he wasn't coming in his own name. He knew the only reason he got what he got is by way of his father, his Lord and his protector. Come on.
That thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne, as it is this day.
It was so much respect. He didn't even call it his own throne. He said, this is my father's throne. Just like this house. It's not my house, it's my father's house. When we understand pure ownership, we understand who has full control. You didn't get that house by way of you working. You probably did work all them hours, but who allowed you to work that many hours? Who gave you that car? Who gave you that wife? Who gave you them children? We got to learn how to respect what's given to us. And who gave it to us? Come on.
And now, O Lord my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father. And I am but a little child.
This is a grown man saying this. I'm only a little child. He was humbling himself. A lot of y'all think y'all too grown. I'm too grown to be taught. You ain't my father. I ain't receiving no instruction from you. I know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, but where has that got you?
Someone called him sperm donor.
Come on, let's keep going.
I know not how to go out or come in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? And the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing.
And everything we do, we got to do it in humbleness and humility. We have to show our children how to do that. And it's only going to come by way of us serving people and our elders. Y'all follow me? We have to literally be the living example for our children. Like y'all can say y'all didn't see certain things. That's why you didn't know how to do it. So now that you know where you erred at, and that you had to find some way to learn it, you're supposed to make it easier for your child to learn. But it's going to be by way of action and not just talking. Right? Come on.
And Yah said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked for riches for thyself.
And so Yah's pointing out that he's not asking for himself. See, some of us be going to Yah only talking about ourselves. We go to Yah praying for our deliverance. We go to Yah praying for us to get money or to be established. How many of y'all actually just take the time to pray for other people? Take the time to really pray for your people, and that we get delivered from the situation. Or you pray for brothers to have a good wife, or you pray for sisters to have a good covering. Right? And so Solomon was coming to the father and said, "Hey, listen, this ain't about me, but what do you want me to do that these people will be good? Where can I service you at that they will be good and covered?" Y'all follow me? This is bigger than you, parents. Children, this is bigger than you, because you are being prepared to help lead people that's going to be just like you. What are you going to do right now? And I hope this lesson not just going out the door for some of y'all. I hope it's actually being applied to your heart, because it has to change. The narrative has to change right now. We can no longer sit here and try to guess how to live. We got to be so confirmed in what we're doing that we literally going to Yah saying, "Show me now. Show me where you need me to go. I'm ready." Have a ready mind. Come on.
Nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but has asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment.
But we got people out here talking about we should pray against our enemies.
Right.
We should what?
We need to pray against our enemies. For what? They already inherited wrath. What more prayer I got to do? Yah himself said they done. What I got to pray to them for? He already spoke it. So shall it be. So he said what? Nor did you ask for the life of thy enemies, but you asked for understanding to discern how to lead your people. Come on, man. Keep going.
Behold, I have done according to thy word. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any rise like unto thee.
And we ain't seen not one person like Solomon since. We ain't, you know why? Because since Solomon, our hearts ain't even been that close to Yah. Our hearts haven't yearned for Yah like Solomon or David. We so caught up in the carnal and fleshly things. Let's bang on our enemy. Let's pray against our enemy. That we not even asking, how can we actually lead our people in righteousness? How can we actually show some proven fruit within our people so that we can actually really spiritually get out of this madness? Y'all following me? We so busy on trying to bang on the heathen that we are missing the point of this thing. It's ridiculous. Come on.
And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor.
Didn't you just say that, Cash? He gave you something you ain't asked for? Come on.
So that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days.
So he said, not only am I going to give you what you asked for, I'm going to give you more than you would learn how to stabilize yourself. And not only yourself, but your children to come. Come on.
And if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments.
As thy what?
As thy
father did. as your father did, as your mother did, then what?
Then I will lengthen thy days.
Hallelujah.
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 We have to turn this thing around. We may not get this type of blessing, but we can do something now that our children are able to receive it. Because guess what? David didn't have this abundance like Solomon, but through his works, his son got it. We got to stop thinking about ourselves. Oh, I'm just trying to make it to the kingdom. No, I'm doing what I got to do so the next person after me can get it too.
That's deep.
But we so about self, even if it's true, I'm going to get it for myself. We so quick to say, work out your own salvation. No. I'm going to work so we all get salvation. I labor not for myself only, but for those who seek knowledge.
You say a good chief is a servant.
It's a scripture talking about a king is known by his men. It's right. It's known by the publican and men around him. Come on, man. So give me Sirach 11 and 28. I'm going to try to make this. We're going to do this. Kanaki, give me Sirach 11 and 28. Mine, give me Sirach 16 and 1. And then somebody give me Sirach 7. Who got that? Sirach 11, 28. Go ahead.
Judge not blessed.
Judge none.
Judge none blessed before his death.
So don't judge nobody who you know got good fruit. Don't judge them before they death, right? They showing you. Why? Come on.
For a man shall be known in his children.
So this man has worked. You gonna know what type of man is not by what he did in his life, but what is his children doing? Is his children thriving? Is his children continue to make his name a household name? Not by your own works. It's but what is the people that you have labored and built up? What are they doing now? Y'all following me? We got so many successful people in the world that got many children they don't even deal with. And we call them successful. We call them successful. Ain't spent a lick of time in their child's life, but they got billions of dollars and they successful. It's not true success. Y'all follow me? Sirach 16 and 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 16, verse 1.
Come on.
Reads, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
So therefore, we got to change the narrative and stop laying with people that's not going to bring us profitable fruit. We laying with women as soon as we get done with them and they had a baby, they taking us to court. Because you did not take the time to till this woman into where she is now bringing you forth in abundance. Y'all following me? So we should not keep pushing the same narrative of just laying with women, having children, and that be it. Now we got to go through the same routine of fighting in court. It don't work like that. So we got to stop trying to desire a multitude of unprofitable children that at the end of the day is not going to be ours, but the sisters. Come on.
Neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them.
Though they multiply, you may have an abundance of children. I mean, we've been talking about this. It's the difference between being a child and a son. A child biologically may be yours, but he only becomes a son if he take heed to your instructions. Solomon was a son, but David had a child who raped his daughter. Y'all follow me? He had many children, but few sons and daughters. So we have to change the narrative and start actually having sons and daughters of Elohim, of real power. Not by these desires and lusts of these wicked spirits that take heed and seduce us by things that we desire by our naked eye. Y'all follow me? Come on.
Expect.
Are we still at 16?
Expect the fear of the Lord.
Except
the fear of the Lord be with them.
Oh, okay. So it's telling you this. It's saying you may have children, but the Most High saying don't be so into them, don't be so rejoiceful over them, except they actually taking heed to your instructions. So a lot of them may have children, but don't mean they're actually your son and your daughter if they're not taking heed to your instructions. But you always got to look at yourself and say, well, what are you doing that they're not taking heed of? Y'all follow me? Everything is a ripple effect. So a lot of the time, we're not going to really even be able to tell our children if they're going to follow our way until they actually get old enough. Right? When we actually know that they're paying attention. And so they got to go through the trial process like we do. Everybody got to go through the trial process. Let's keep going.
Verse 3. Trust not thou in their life.
So trust not thou in their life. Come on.
Neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000.
And you know what's crazy? Solomon was not David's first child. And by law, the first child gets the blessings. So you can have all these children all you want. But it's that just one that matters. Just like y'all. He got a lot of us around here. But at the end of the day, he's only coming for a remedy. And so we got to have that same Elohistic mind when it comes to our children. It may suck. At times it may be where you got to let them go fend for themselves because they just can't get it right. But it'd be better for them than for you to give your life for unprofitable children. Y'all follow me? This is why a lot of parents can't get out the hole. Because they keep trying to turn the unprofitable child to a right way and they just not going. Not everybody was born to be righteous. It's just the truth of the matter. Come on.
And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly.
It was better for you to not have any children than to have unprofitable children. And that's most of the case in our community today. We got a lot of unprofitable children because we was whoremongering, we was committing adultery, and we were doing lustful things. And this is the result of that. Ungodly children. And just like, what was that, in Second Edges? Most High told us to get rid of ungodly children. We had to start over. Had to get rid of the strange woman and child. And it's going to happen again. It's going to happen. Hey, whether y'all like it or not, it's going to happen again.
Gotta clean outside.
Yeah, we all done. So let's move on. Sirach 7. Somebody give me Sirach 22 and 1. And then give me Sirach 7. Somebody give me Sirach 7. We're going to start at verse 23.
Sirach 7, 23?
I got you.
Go ahead.
Hast thou children, instruct them, and bow down their neck for their youth.
So you're supposed to show them how to submit. You have to show them how to take heed to instruction and be a good servant. Come on.
Hast thou daughters, have care of their body.
Do y'all here understand that? So brothers, you got daughters, or even men, it's on you to make sure that their bodies are not tainted, their minds are not tainted. Come on.
And shew not thyself cheerfully toward them.
Come on.
Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
So it's on you to make sure your children marry the right people. It's on you, parents. It's on you. Come on.
But give her to a man of understanding. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not. But give not thyself over to a light. Give to a light woman.
So if you have a wife after your mind, don't forsake her. Take care of her, brothers. Show her how to really submit, but it's gonna be by way of how you submit. It ain't gonna be by you telling her how to submit. It's going to be by way of you showing her by your own action of submissiveness to somebody else. Huh? Monkey see, monkey do. Right? Come on.
Honor thy father with the whole heart, and forget not the sorrows of thy mother.
And so for all of us who came from broken homes, right? Or long for that parent, don't forget what your parent was going through. Don't forget how your mother was struggling, trying to survive. Don't forget what she really went through when she was crying in the dark, trying to figure out how she gonna pay her bills or how y'all gonna eat. Don't forget that. It's supposed to make you stronger and be better. Okay? Sirach 22:1. And somebody give me Sirach 21:1.
A slothful man is compared to a filthy stone.
A slothful man is compared to a filthy stone. Come on.
And everyone will hiss him out to his disgrace.
Right. Come on.
A slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill.
Come on.
And every man that takes it up will shake his hand.
Oh my goodness. Come on.
An evil-nurtured son is the dishonor of his father.
Evil-nurtured son.
And a foolish daughter is born to his loss.
Come on.
A wise daughter shall.
Hey, y'all, did y'all see that? A foolish daughter is born to his loss. Have y'all ever heard that saying? When brothers have daughters because they did woman wrong.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. Wow. All sayings come out.
Come on.
A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband.
A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband. Why? Because it's in righteous perspective of bringing families together. That's the purpose of this. That's how we became a nation. We brought families and more families and other families together to establish a nationhood. Y'all follow me? Come on.
But she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness.
Ooh-wee.
She that is bold dishonoreth both her father and her husband.
Oh, so she that is bold, want to be stiff-necked, get out of line. Not only does she dishonor her husband, but she dishonor her father.
But they both shall despise her.
Ooh-wee. Come on.
A tale out of
Oh, you can start right there. You can start right there. Hop down to verse 9. And so this is why, again, children, y'all are a representation of your parents. Even when you are transitioned to another home in your husband or your wife, you are a representation of your parents. And what your parents taught you, should have taught you, is going to be exemplified in how you treat your spouse. Come on.
Verse 9. If children live honestly.
Children, listen to this. Speak up for me.
If children live honestly.
Children, if you live honestly, following the instructions of your parents, come on.
And have withdrawal. And have wherewithal. They shall cover the baseness of their parents.
Hold on. So now this whole thing is turning out. So now the father covers the family, but even the children helps with that strong foundation of that family. Y'all follow me? Keep going.
Verse 10. But children being haughty, though disdained and want of nurture, do stain the nobility of their kindred.
Do stain the nobility of their kindred. So you represent a people. And so when you are in disdain and not representing right, you literally are disdaining your people and your nation. Y'all follow me? Let's go to Sirach 21:1. Who got that?
I got it.
Somebody give me Sirach 19:24. Come on.
I got you. She got
21, right?
Yeah,
My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more.
Hold on real quick. It's a lot of noise. Alright, come on.
My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more. But ask pardon for thy former sins.
So now, listen, y'all. We have sinned, right? Everybody said we have sinned?
We have sinned.
We've done perversely. And we've committed wickedness. We have done the same cycle as our parents. It's time for us to change. We have to change the narrative. We should no longer be going through the same cycle. Y'all follow me? No longer. It's time for y'all to break the cycle of being a curse. Y'all follow me? Y'all have an option to do it. Sirach 19:24.
He that has small understanding and feareth Elohim is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgress the law of the Most High.
Come on. We don't need to know this deep mystery stuff all the time. Let's get the basics down first. Let's master the basic instructions. And then we can talk about the deep spiritual things. Yes. Okay. Then we can talk about the deep spiritual things. But understanding, look, we got all this deep understanding, right? And then it didn't prosper us nothing. How do we know that? Look at Solomon. Solomon had the basic instructions and got blessed. And then he started to partake in these deep mystical type of practices due to his strange wives. And it didn't profit him anything. Y'all follow me?
Yes.
So let's get the basics down first before trying to dig deep into all these mystical things, right? Let's get these down first. So let's go to 1 Kings 11. Let's see the example, right? So we seen what happened, right? We saw what happened when you are obedient to your parent and the blessing that you receive. Now let's see what happens when you are that parent who don't follow instructions.
Verse 1.
Yep.
1 Kings
1 Kings 11 and 1.
But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter
Somebody
of
give me
Pharaoh,
Ecclesiastes 12:13. Come on.
women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. And his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods. And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father.
And so, hold on. We see in some similarity that Solomon was in the same situation as David, right? Many wives. But the problem was, he started to follow his own way. As you can see, the Most High said he didn't follow in the way of his father. Even when his father transgressed, his heart still stayed with Yah. His heart still stayed with Yah. And this is where Solomon started to go off, because his heart started to have the desires of what his wives wanted, and not of the Lord, his master. Come on.
For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of Zidonians.
So he started committing idolatry. Come on.
And after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father.
Come on.
Then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem.
So not only did he start to have this little faith in these guys, he started to put in work to make these guys lively. Because his heart wasn't right. Come on.
And for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon, and likewise did he for all his strange wives.
For all his strange wives. He forgot what his power was. Had all the basic instructions. Had everything down. Because he wanted to understand these deep mystical things, his heart started to turn from Yah. Come on.
Which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Lord commanded.
So he already told him what not to do. Children, your parents tell you things not to do, and yet you still consider. This is what happens when you disobedient to your parents. You fall to other things that cause you to be in a worse position than you are. So it's better to go through a thing that you may not agree with your parents, that may give you blessings, than you to go try to find out if you right or wrong, and you further in the ditch. Come on.
Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, forasmuch as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant.
Come on.
Notwithstanding, in thy days, I will not do it for David thy father's sake.
Hold on. So he got covered, and it says because his father. Y'all hear that, children? Solomon was covered because of what his father did. He was covered for what his father did. So even through Solomon's wickedness, the Lord has shown him mercy and grace because somebody had already did the work and telling for him. Y'all follow me? Come on.
Okay. But I will rend it out of the hand of thy son.
Hold on. So now, because of your mistake, your children got to suffer. I ain't going to do it to you because you had a good father. Because you were not good, being a good Abba and servant and leader. Now that curse is going to fall upon your children. How about that? What are we doing now? Shall our blessings or curses fall upon our children? Y'all better consider y'all ways. Is it in the righteous order of Yah? And if it's not, somebody going to have to pay for it. Somebody going to have to pay for it. Come on.
Howbeit I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son for David my servant's sake.
So I ain't gonna give it to you, son, for your sake, because you went all the way off. But because of what your father did, and I remember what he did for me, I'll give something to your son, but not everything, because you just blew it. Come on.
And for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen.
And for your city's sake, not your people. Again, we are a representation from the man, woman, and child. We are a representation of our people and the families that we come from. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 28:41.
Wait, what about that? You said Ecclesiastes what?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
All right.
Somebody give me Deuteronomy 28:41. Somebody give me Matthew 27 and 17. Come on.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
This is the simple conclusion. What is it?
Fear God.
Fear Most High and what?
And keep His commandments.
Come on.
For this is the whole duty of man.
Let's keep it simple, y'all. That's it. That's it. Let's follow basic instructions. Therefore, we can set up our children to be in a better position than we ever been. Okay?
Okay.
Deuteronomy 28:41.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters.
And this is what we gotta break this curse. Come on.
But thou shalt not enjoy them.
So we gotta stop putting ourselves in a position where we having children. We happy for the moment in the hospital, but then at the end of it, we don't even get to enjoy our children because we didn't put ourselves in the right position to do that. Come on.
For they shall go into captivity.
So now, because you didn't set up your children to be blessed coming in, they shall go into a captive system where they are trained and programmed to be against you. Come on.
All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Right, so now you're just going through the same cycle of they going through this oppressed trauma of knowing who their enemy is, knowing they above high on them, knowing they in captivity. Come on.
And thou shalt come down very low.
And you should come down very low. Come on.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
And that's what we doing. We just trying to get ahead of life. We sitting here surviving. We in some straight survival mode, chasing our own tail. Come on.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy Yah,
right,
to keep his commandments
right,
and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
And we have to break this. We are literally having children, although the physical change not on, the same repetitive cycle of humping and giving up our children is still in effect today. We bring these children forth just to put them back in captivity. Matthew 27. And this is the problem. I'm going to show y'all where we fell wrong at. Matthew 27 and 17. We'll read it to 25. Somebody give me Sirach 40 and 15. Come on.
Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, whom will ye that I release unto you?
So now we're in the time of Yehoshua, right? And the time of Barabbas. When the people had a choice. Are we going to choose this thief? Or are we going to choose the truth? That's what it came down to. Are we going to choose this thief? Or are we going to choose the truth? Come on.
Barabbas or Jesus, which is called Christ. For he knew that for envy that they had delivered him.
Right. So it had no good purpose to deliver him. They just was envious. Come on.
When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas.
Hop down to verse 22 for me. I'm sorry.
Pilate saith unto them, What shall I do with Jesus, which is called Christ? They all said unto him, Let him be crucified.
So now he asking his own people, what shall I do with him? What shall I do with him? They said, crucify him. But they had no good cause for it. They said, crucify Yahushua. Come on.
And the governor said, Why? What evil hath he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be crucified.
So why? Why do we have to persecute him? Why does he have to suffer the capital punishment? They couldn't even get an answer. They just said, be done with him. Finish him. Get him out of our sight. And that's what it comes down to. What we doing here, the world don't like. Our own people in our nation don't like it. We having this type of conversation. What? Tribalism? Getting your houses in order. Men submitting to other men? Who do that? Who does that? And you're going to have people who hate you for this. Not understanding it. Come on.
When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it.
Now watch what the people, watch what our forefathers and foremothers said, y'all. I don't want you to say this so loud. Come on.
Then answered all people and said, His blood be on us and on our children.
Say it again.
His blood be on us and on our children.
This is what our forefathers and foremothers did to us, y'all. We are suffering for the penalty and the decision of what our forefathers and foremothers did. We sacrificed Yahushua. We gave him up. His blood is on our hands. And so we have to, this is the same thing we say when we allow our children to be processed through this Americanized system. Blood is on us too. If they get programmed to this system, it's on us and their children. Sirach 40 and 15. We got to change the narrative. Sirach 40 and 15. And somebody give me 1 Kings and 8 and we done.
The children of the ungodly shall not bring forth many branches, but are as unclean roots upon a hard rock.
Say it again.
But are as unclean roots upon a hard rock.
So unprofitable. They're not going to do anything. They're defiled. They're tainted. They're GMO. They're not organically created now. And this is the result of our own decisions. So the blood is on us and our children for the decisions we make today. But guess what? Because we have a great power and a great king, this is what we need to do now. And this is the last thing we read. 1 Kings 8. We're going to read 46 through 52.
If they sinned against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not. And that.
So we can't be all prideful. We can't be all consumed in ourselves that we think we don't sin. That we think we keep all the laws. Come on.
And thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy,
right?
So that they can carry them away captives unto the land of the enemy, fear or far or near.
Right.
Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captives.
So now he said, if you bethink yourselves, y'all listening. He said, y'all bethink yourselves, meaning you come to remembrance on what we need to do and how we need to do it and what we need to fix. If you bethink yourself in a land where we are taking captives, come on.
They will carry. and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carry them captive, saying, we have sinned.
We have what?
We have sinned.
We have sinned.
And have done perversity.
And we have done perversity.
We have committed wickedness.
And we have committed wickedness against our Adonai. Come on.
And so return unto thee with all their heart.
It didn't just say return unto thee knowing who you are. It said turn to thee with all thy heart. That's how you really turn back to him. It's not knowing who you are. It's turning back to him with your heart. Come on.
And with all their soul in the land of the enemies.
In the land of this captivity. If we turn back to him with all our heart and soul, come on.
Which led them away captive and pray unto thee toward their land.
And pray unto thee toward. So if y'all ever wonder why we pray to the east, that's towards our land. We pray towards our land. Because we're praying for our mother as she is praying for us. Come on.
And pray unto thee toward their land, which givest unto their fathers,
right,
the city which thou hast chosen, and the
house
which I have built for
thy name. Come on.
Then hear thou the prayer.
Hold on. So y'all hear he's saying, you come back to obedience,
and their supplication in heaven, thy dwelling place, and maintain.
So now he's saying, you come back to obedience, right? Then he hears your prayers.
Yeah.
If you go through the curse, he's telling you, your prayers wasn't even going to get through the sky. You was in sin. You were wanting to be a trifling and cursed people. So that's what you see in the church today. We praying for no reason.
I was saying that before to my friend, you never really see change in your family members. You got a grandma who's been praying for the same thing since she was 18, and she's in her 70s, and she has gotten nothing. Mm-hmm. And it follows, in generations. It follows us.
Exactly. Come on.
And forgive thy people that have sinned against thee, and all their transgressions where they have transgressed against thee, and give them compassion before them who carried them captive.
So now, if through your obedience, even your captives show you compassion. You see what I'm saying? He's telling you, in their captivity, if you be obedient and pray unto him in the way he should have you go, even the ones who have taken you captive should have compassion on you. And this is why you see this abundance of Gentiles making these videos about who the children of Israel is. Somebody was doing something good, right? Come on.
That they may have compassion on them. For they be thy people and thy inheritance, which thou broughtest forth out of Egypt. For the midst of the furnace of iron, that thine eyes may be open unto the supplication of the servant,
right,
and unto the supplication of thy people, of thy people, to hearken unto them in all the cities,
in all that
they call for thee.
Start right there. So it says that thy eyes may be open unto the supplication of thy servant, and unto the supplication of thy people Israel, to hearken unto them in all that they call for unto thee. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We have to turn back and change the narrative, or get back to the narrative that was originally written for us. This is how the Father is going to be able to hear us. This is how he's going to be able to sup with us. And most importantly, this is how we're going to be able to set our children up for a better, successful life. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And so with that, that's the end of the lesson. All praise to the Most High. For the ending of the series, right? 9-week series. Right. All praise. That was the end of the Biblical Family Structure series. I pray you all enjoyed it. That all of the series are on YouTube, so you need to go rewatch it and get refreshed. They all up there. Thank you to everybody who joined us. Through these 9 weeks, it's been a dramatic change. You know what I'm saying? Been a dramatic change, right? So, all praise to the Most High God. All right, so we got, real quick, because we got to go. We got any comments, questions? Huh? We not? We got any comments or questions?
I got a comment. The last scripture, you know, she was reading that. The last scripture that was read, you know, it really just shows the Most High. Okay, it shows us how much love and mercy the Most High has for us. And it shows that, you know, when we're striving, even in the land of captivity, that, you know, we're able to be saved and we're able to be guarded by the Most High. And that's just beautiful for me because I know from firsthand experience, when I'm obedient to Him, I don't have a problem with nothing. Nothing. Like I got pulled over by the police for something I know I was doing. For something I know I was doing. I was speeding. I know I was speeding. I didn't even get a ticket. I told the father, I said, Abba, I trust in you. He was going to write me a ticket. He came back to the car after I said that and said, you know what, just go ahead and go.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I was driving on my phone and everything. That man said, you on your phone? Your tail light is out? And you ain't looking up? I said, oh man. Get the brain in the car. He said, look, brother, I'm going to let you go past this time. But next time, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, all praise. You know, when you're obedient, even when you're in something as simple as that, as not being obedient to the law of the land, He still covers you in that way. So, hallelujah. Any other comments, questions?
Great.
Already?
Get somebody today.
One thing that I did learn, this is a long time ago.
All right, real quick, y'all. She got a question.
Before even coming into the truth, one thing I did learn is when you was talking about, praying and us praying for things and really just expecting it. I learned that I used to be a circumstantial prayer. That's what I call it, because I would pray through my circumstances instead of praying and thanking the Most High just for me seeing another day.
Right.
You know, and I realized that when I did that, when I started praying, you know, praying like that and not even just asking the Most High for anything, I just, you know, pray and say, you know, whatever, let your will be done. You know, whatever your plan is for me, my family, you know, for this person, that person, and, you know, let your will be done.
Right.
I realized that, you know, just like what Cash was saying, you know, I wasn't things that I didn't expect, you know, was, you know, happening and blessings was coming to me. But one thing I did learn is that it may not have been things that I thought that I wanted or needed at the time. It was things that the Most High knew that I needed, that He was giving to me. So, you know, that's one thing. When you said that made me think of that. That's one thing that I knew that I needed to change. Like as soon as I realized what I was actually doing, you know, because we take the Most High for granted. We pray and ask Him, can you please get me out of this situation, and I'll, you know, do this, I'll do that, you know. But we don't never sit and say, you know, thank you, Most High, for, you know, my beautiful family, for allowing me to see another day. You know, thank you for my parents. Thank you for, you know, we never ever do that. And I realized that that's what we need to start doing.
Okay. As my man would say, a lot of us is part-time Jews. A lot of us is part-time. We do too much religious stuff. When, you know, and it really did take me a while to realize that. Because for a minute I didn't understand why Christians would say, you got to build a relationship with Yah. I really didn't understand that. I'm like, because of course they was kind of bypassing that you had to keep the law. So I wasn't really trying to see that. So, but as I read, even through this series, I understand you truly do have to have a relationship with Yah. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at a husband and a wife shouldn't just be coming for what she needs. You know what I'm saying? She should just be coming because she happy to be around. Same for a husband. He shouldn't just praise his wife because she do something. He should be able to praise her just for the fact that she's there to help him. You get what I'm saying? And so it really made me evaluate my relationship with the Father. And at the end of the day, it's just like a father and son. You gotta do the small things to even show that you're worthy to receive a blessing. Barakah, right? Barakah. Any more comments, questions? We all good?
I can land me back off of what Brandon was saying. Even in circumstance, praying, even like when we do pray off of routine or for our food, you know, I know personally I got into the habit of praying the same way. You know, kind of meaning it, you know what I'm saying, meaning it, but not really tapping into what I'm trying to say in my prayer. So sometimes we can thank Most High for our family and for our life and this, but it becomes, you know, we have the same, I've been praying the same prayer since I was 4 for my food until we came into the truth. And I was like, you actually pointed out, like, don't say the same prayer. I'm like, dang, but we've been saying the same prayer since I was little. Like, we got a song and everything. But, you know, so, when, you know, tapping into actually what we're praying for and really taking it to heart, because if we, I mean, it's not until something tragic happens to where we, like, really feel the prayer or really touch home with the prayer. And so to really, just really be connected with the Most High and have a relationship, just like you said, just like a husband and wife. It's different for you to walk in the door and me knowing my sister go, hi honey, welcome home, and really being grateful that you walk into the door. It's a difference in that. But overall, the series was amazing. Hitting the men to the women to the children. It's like a really awesome blueprint of what, you know, it's the start of what we could be doing to better our tribe, our family, our community.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Anybody else? Comments? Comment. We got time now, yes. Any other comments?
I'll say something about what you guys are saying about prayer. I think not saying the same prayer, we're just called vain repetition.
We're praying like Gentiles.
Right, praying like Gentiles. I think we don't. We do that out of formality. You know, we do that just because that's what we're supposed to do, or that's what we're taught just to do. But I think when you really, I think prayer is the greatest evidence that you believe God is real.
Hallelujah.
You know what I mean? That's the, how you pray or petition Him is, that's the proof that you really believe He's real. That you really know He's there listening to you. That you know He really is taking into account what you're asking for. And so I think He said the effectual fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. In the book of James. Fervent means heat, hot. Effectual means you're praying effectively. You're not just praying, you're praying effectively. You're being particular about what you're praying for and about. And it says it availeth much. It reveals, it opens up much. You know? And so, yeah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Children, y'all got to come. Okay.
One thing I learned from the lesson, really from this walk period, being the father and the husband, when you lead with submission, it really rubs off on the rest of the family. Like your children, your wife, everything. Like really pay attention to the elders that you got around you. You know what I'm saying? And submit and let your wife see that. You know what I mean? Let your each see that. Because it rubs off on the whole family. A lot of times the problem with most men is they get into they emotions, they get into the arguments, and they follow the bait. You know what I mean? That's set by the woman. You know what I mean? And they entertain it. And when you keep your peace and you speak kindness and you study in your word, like you learn how to deal with the situation with spiritual warfare rather than you just speaking in fleshly terms. So I mean, I learned to be quiet a lot of times and speak when it's needed. You know, that's one thing that helped me. And I always pray in your house. You should pray in your house. Every day I wake up, first thing I do is I pray. I'm opening up my Bible. And my little kids, they young, they praying with me. They yelling, hallelujah. Yeah. I'm y'all in the living room with me. And it's just peace in my house. Just peace. Ain't no arguing and bickering and none of that. And it's because I submitted and I took the back seat and I let the Mashiach guide me on how I deal in my house.
Yeah. Say, having those uncomfortable conversations, like now that I think about it, it really can be some success because like now you would know better. You know, and some people they okay with doing wrong. You know, and when you hit on the the kids or run into the world in wedlock, it's sad, but it's true. Like sometimes you just gotta face the facts. And I noticed one thing, like I used to get into situations with my mom, and like I go to the elder, be like, or anybody, but especially the elder, the elder be like, don't give her ammo to shoot at you. And then like ever since then, I've just been keeping, using that as an example, and like a lot of stuff is just changing. I know my mom, like, me and my mom ain't been arguing and stuff like that too, and it gets to a point where like you know that the Most High is real, right? Your mom or your parents, they know that He real, but they slacking, and they know they doing bad, they know it.
Can.
And when you try to testify against it and bring the word out against it, like that happened to me a few weeks ago, and my mom was like, oh, you can. So, but yeah, like just getting in scriptures and just letting the word talk.
It's a double-edged sword, really.
Yeah, and then on top of that, now I'm gonna tell you, like, in the position that I ain't got there's no dad in the house. To be honest with you, there's no dad in the house. It's just me and my mom. But I know I got younger siblings too. You know what I'm saying? And I got a sister, so I really don't want them to grow up in this society. And that's really like changed my heart as being a big brother. Cause I was on the phone with LaShawn like, oh, why you starting like that? It's kind of like, you gotta really appreciate people and you gotta take care of them. Because at the end of the day, you gotta understand what I'm saying. You're not the man in the house, you're not married to your mom, but you got to take some form of a leadership. And eventually, she gonna fight at it, be like, oh no, you're not in charge, you're my son, you gotta fall back. But she know you teaching them right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And she not gonna fight back. So that's that's a process I'm still trying to work on. As far as,
I also, want to thank you too for doing this series because when it came to the women portion, especially when you being a woman, there's a lot of things that you said that, when you said it, it was like, stab wounds, but it was convicting me because of the stuff that I saw within myself that I was doing, that I needed to change, and then what you were saying about how most of sees us and how we're supposed to be in the household, me and Ash, after the fact, he was like, did you hear some of that stuff? I'm like, yeah, everything hit me. I felt it. I felt everything, I'm telling you. But I appreciate that because, when you feel convicted and when you feel stabbed or whatever, that means that you done something that you know is wrong, and the Most High is showing you that, okay, you made your mistake, you feeling it, so this is what you need to do from here on out. Like, when it came from, when you was talking about the men, what I learned, one of the things I learned from it is what to expect. When you was talking about the women, what I learned was how to be, and when you talk about the children, what I learned is what I should do. So I like that.
Wow. Say that again.
I said when you was talking about the men, it taught me what to. One of the things it showed me is what to expect. When you was talking about the women, it showed me how I should be. When you was talking about the children, it showed me what I should do. That's
I mean, honestly, like through this series, I know I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling uncomfortable putting it together. I was like, yo, I told everyone one time we were reading a book, I had to put it down, I had to walk around my office. Like, yo, this, damn. Really, because you was like, yo, this is real, like it's a reality. We've been so caught up in fantasy, even from birth, that when it comes to reality, it scares us. And like you said, it stabs us. It stabs us. So if you felt uncomfortable with this whole series, raise your hand.
Today.
You ain't feel uncomfortable, Sky? You comfortable?
I mean,
honestly, a lot of the stuff you were saying, bro, I've been saying at home. It was just like, for me, it was like good. I was like, yeah.
Real quick, what's your name, brother?
It's Callie.
No, that's your
Oh, you talking about?
Yeah.
Kanal.
Kana. I'm the oldest of 7, so you're an older brother. That's amazing. But I'm the oldest of 7. My mom, of course, you guys heard about that. But I have 2 younger siblings that's like 9 and 10. They can learn mainly from your actions. Mm-hmm. I picked them up one day. They always want to come around me just because I'm the oldest, you know. But the very last time I spent with them, I didn't even notice they were watching me. But I was listening. I listened to my truth music. I'm listening to music. Who is this? What they talking about? What is this? They're just asking so many questions. They're just gonna learn. They see you're doing different. And children, I don't know what they're so pure. They see the light, so they're gonna be attracted to it. So you just learn. They're gonna learn from your actions. You don't have to worry about it. That's all I wanted to say about that.
And to piggyback off of what she said, Kirsten told me, because I made a song that was talking about the truth in the Most High, that this is the reason why I came in the first place. And my little brother told me he's gonna stop eating pork for the rest of the year because he noticed that I was so against it.
I even got my family to stop eating pork. It's amazing. They don't want to listen, but they okay. I'm gonna do what you eat because that's smart. Don't eat that. That's bad. All right.
And that's gonna spread. That's gonna grow.
That's the point.
What's the point of living about
Can I ask something real quick?
Go ahead.
Hezekiah, since you've been here, how has these lessons impacted you? What's your thoughts on it? Matter of fact, stand up. All the children, stand up. The ones who can't stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Hey.
You go stand up.
You said what?
We're going to go one by one, because at the end of the day, you know, this is supposed to be impactful for our children, and we got to be examples for them, right? And so this is the time where we can actually listen to the children, and they tell us, you know, how they feeling, or where they coming from, right? And so we're gonna go around. You ain't gotta say nothing too long. Oh, you scared? but just say, you know, let us know how y'all feel since the series, or even today. It's something you took from the day. Go ahead.
The boy, you put over your mouth. What did you learn today?
I need to be respectful. Stop being disobedient.
Okay.
It's a good start.
Do you know the promise that was behind that? Remember the promise that was behind that?
Yes.
Whoever.
No, what was the promise that was behind that?
If you're
Like,
obedient,
yo, what do you get if you're obedient? There we go. Hallelujah. All right, hallelujah. All right, Taylor. Mika'EL.
What I learned is to, like, if I obey my parents, I can have a longer life and a healthier life.
That's it, baby.
She said healthy.
And always like to do the good thing, even though it's hard. And like little children, some of their family members, they're not in the truth, and it's hard for them to do the right thing because they get nervous, scared, and tired. Sometimes I get scared like with my family members if it's like trying to do the truth and they're like trying to make me do something evil, and I'm just standing there and I'm just silent, nervous, and I'm just scared to say something because I'm scared if they will stop doing nice things for me, stop doing things like that, because stuff like that.
What do you get from that? Once you are obedient, it may even be hard, but you get through the storm. What do you get from that?
Yeah, like when I am obedient and I tell them, then that's when now I'm not scared to tell them anymore, because now that now that they understand and they're not like pushing me hard enough like to do something bad, then that's when I just like that last time that I got nervous and stuff, I felt blessed that they understand.
Yeah. Nicole, Raquel, what happened? Logan, watch out. Come on. Alright, see what happened. What have you learned, Nicole? Just give us one thing. What have you learned? Huh? What happens when you listen? Huh? He already said that. Tell me something else. Same thing as a blessing. Give me something different.
Elton, stand up.
Stand up.
Or even last week. You learn anything last week?
It's okay. Brianna. Naomi, what have you learned?
I learned that when you even see someone, you have to go down and like when you see like most people or something, you have to go around and tell them the truth so they can get in the truth. And that when I think that when she said when you like when you're someone picks something for you, but some like branches on the other half, but then they tell you to go on the other half, and then and now we're saying about the homeless, you have to go around and tell them about the truth so they can get in the truth also.
That's true. Tell me something about the lesson.
She tried it.
What did you learn as a child? Going through this lesson about children, what did you learn today? Can't take one thing what you learned today?
I was going to say what he said, but...
Right.
Y'all made him say a lot though.
You only said one thing. With all praise. Look, what you learned? Besides hallelujah. Solomon, what you learned besides stealing people's shoes?
Rock, paper, scissors.
All right. With all praise to the Most High. Again, for those who logged in, thank y'all for logging in for these 9 weeks of biblical family structure. Again, double honors to our elders who've been processing us and paving the way that we can establish our household. And may the Most High bless each and every one of you as you travel from to and fro back to your house and place of residence. And with that, we say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So I can go pick it up too, but she can't.